welcome to the Normn Hyperbolic Podcast. We're here to talk anime, video games, and movies. I am your host, X, also known as Young Morgan Fremont. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Kid Lewismon.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Kid Lewismon.
Kid Lewismon.
How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Hyperbolic Podcast. How you normies doing? As you can see, we got a special guest with us today. And
Special
guest, AlexisTheSnail.
Snail.
Returning back for
What
another
up?
dose of the norm.
What up? How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. How you been?
Good. Thank you for having me back.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially for this episode. Y'all know this is my meat and potatoes, if I may say.
This is your meat
my
potatoes.
thing.
You inspired this episode. I didn't know.
You did.
Thank you.
You did. When you mentioned
It's
to
an
us that
honor.
you were such a big Digimon fan, we were like, well,
Yeah, that you were more of a Digimon fan than Pokemon. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, bet. We have to
Bet.
do it.
We'll prove it. We'll see
Prove
how
it.
big of a fan
Listen.
you are.
Well, listen, I'm getting old now, so my brain ain't working the same way that it used to when I was like 10 and like my real Digimon thing. But I have been in the Digimon fan base for majority of my life.
Okay.
And there's a lot of reasons why, which of course we'll get to in the episode.
Well, for sure. So like they said in this episode, we are going to be talking about Digimon, digital monsters, you know, the anime, video games, and movies, the TCG that they actually have. I learned how to play a little bit, and
Oh, did you?
yeah, I have opinions on it, but
How
As
about
you
any
should.
games? We're going to talk about games?
and games, video games, and the movie. And, you know, we were surprised to hear that you liked it more than Pokemon. So we also have some comparisons and some opinions because I have some things to say about Digimon in relation to Pokemon as well.
Absolutely.
So also in this episode, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man has a new manga coming out.
Really? Okay.
Possible Switch 2 launch titles.
Have you guys seen the video?
Yes. So besides
We can talk about it a little bit.
besides Mario Kart, there's like some rumors of what, you know, it's going to be a launch title. And Harry Potter has an anime crossover that isn't Mashal.
Okay.
Somewhat sad.
Yeah. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave us a like. If you're listening to this on your podcast platform of choice, remember to leave us 5-star reviews with that compliment sandwich.
Yes, sir.
There are going to be time codes below. So let's go ahead and get into it, bro. Last week's news today.
Yes, sir.
So first, in the realm of anime. So Marvel announced that they are doing an original manga series starring Spider-Man. It's called Spider-Man Manga Shadow Warrior by Shogo Akai. He's some guy. He's done an issue of Spider-Man of a Spider-Man comic, The Amazing Spider-Man, and he's done issues of Goblin Slayer side story manga. So both of that will launch this fall.
Okay.
But a question I have for you, Snail, and you, Lewis, is have you been playing any of the Marvel Rivals?
Yes.
I have not.
And not at all?
So when it comes to my relationship with superheroes,
Oh, okay.
it's never been fully my thing, specifically with the movies. Marvel fans don't come for my gig.
It's all good.
But the video games, I do think are a kiki. Like, I used to love Marvel vs. Capcom
Right.
and all those games. I just don't really play a lot of multiplayer games. I don't know why. It's never been my thing. I think you have to have friends to do that, and that's like
But they have-
complicated for me.
But they have online communities.
I was
They
gonna
just throw
say,
you in a
they-
lobby.
They have a whole online community for it. So it's not like you have to have a specific friend who has
so
that game. in
I was going
order
to ask
for
you,
to play.
have you played any Overwatch?
No, I know it gets compared to it a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's almost exactly like Overwatch.
I will say, I like the character designs. That little
Yes.
shark dude.
Yes.
I like that little shark dude.
Jeff. Jeff
Yeah,
the Shark.
that's a nice looking man right there. He go
Right.
bark, bark.
He's a good boy.
And I have seen that they have some thick ladies on that game.
They do.
My goodness
They did not
gracious.
skip.
Yeah, they
did
did.
not
They
skip on the
animified, you know, a lot of the Marvel characters
Yo, why'd they put the full bakery in that game? Oh my goodness.
because that's what you want to see if you're playing, you know, these sprites.
But I will say when it comes to Spider-Man I do really like.
He's the one hero that broke through for you.
Yeah, I mean, even when I was a kid, like the Tobey Maguire movies
Right.
and Miles Morales and the games and everything, that character as well as Deadpool, really, I like them as characters. So the manga has a potential.
It's set in feudal Japan. Spider-Man goes across. It's almost like Spider-Verse. It's almost exactly like Batman Ninja. Have you seen Batman Ninja? Where he goes back in time. So it's like that. And he chases, like, I think Gorilla Grodd or whatever. But Spider-Man chases the Kingpin to Japan, where he's like, has to just do that.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if you've also read the story for Marvel Rivals, but it actually is pretty good.
No, I've heard the story.
It-
Played
it-
the game.
It's good.
I
It's
play
like,
as the Punisher. I don't know why I like the Punisher in the game.
because he's the most like a regular Call of
shooting,
Duty.
yeah.
He's like Soldier
I think that's
76
why.
or whatever from Overwatch.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it is pretty good. That is something that I am
And,
playing.
Iron Man are like Like to go back to
because you can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, hands, bro, hands. I don't survive as
But like,
long.
I was gonna say, how likely are you to survive, especially if they're shooting you from afar?
No, I can get some kills in, but that's because I have to go into combat. Like with Spider-Man, I can go in, do some damage, and then break out. So I do like playing as Spider-Man the most because I do live the longest. But I get more kills with Iron Fist.
Oh, really?
There's nothing cooler than just walking up to some guy who's not ready for you to, like, be in his grill and just being able to chase him down. And it's nice. So you feel like a wolf,
My favorite, I think, that I've seen is Captain America. The way they be using him, like just running up with the shield, and then just hitting them. I'm like, God damn, bro.
He does have my favorite fighting style. He was my favorite character in the Marvel vs. Capcom games.
Oh, really?
Captain America.
Captain America,
Yeah.
Still on that topic, though, how does Squirrel Girl play? Everything I see online is like people talking about Squirrel Girl, and I like don't.
They might be talking about her bakery, but
Well, no, because I see her bakery conversations happening.
Right.
But people do talk about like her gameplay and being like, oh, she's broken, like she's real good.
So I haven't got to all the characters.
Okay.
I haven't really like sampled them because you only really get good if you just stay consistent. I don't really get to play the game every so often. So
yeah, like when I'm bored, I'll hop on it for like a game or two, but then I'll.
Right, but I haven't sat and labbed anybody, and I also just go with my favorite characters.
Yeah. Which makes sense. That's the most fun.
That is the most fun, yeah. So if my favorite character was trash, then just it so happens that Iron Fist is broken because he is just so super strong.
Oh, word.
Yeah. But yeah, so this manga's coming out. Look forward to it, and that is going to be something that I'm staying on top of, and I'll talk about, and that we'll read and what we're watching, what we're playing. So then next, in the realm of video games.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Gladiator 2 is now streaming on Paramount Plus. Rated R. Years after the death of Maximus, Lucius is forced into the Colosseum after his home is conquered by tyrannical twin Roman emperors. With the future of the empire at stake, he must find strength and honor to return the glory of Rome to its people. Gladiator 2, now streaming on ParamountPlus.com.
So PH Brazil, a Nintendo insider / streamer, he's been pretty reputable in the past. They fact check him every now and then. I think he's been wrong about like 2 things, but for the majority, he is pretty reputable. He says that he got word that out of the launch games for the Switch 2, one of them this year is going to be Metaphor ReFantazio.
All right.
So what do you think? What do you think?
Ooh, let me tell you something about Metaphor ReFantazio. That is my game of the year for 2024.
Really?
On period.
Really?
That, if you know me, you know I'm an Atlas junkie. Love the Persona franchise. Any Atlas games, that's what I collect. That's my gig.
Right.
Metaphor was truly an experience for me. No spoilers, but I went into that game knowing, hey, it's Atlas, I'm going to play it anyway. So I didn't even watch that many of the trailers before its release. And that was such a beautiful experience. To go into that, and it was so refreshing.
It's stylish, too. It's like, it's
clean.
really good.
So clean. It's different. It takes a lot of like the complaints that people have about Persona. Like a lot of people with Persona are like, it's a wonderful game. I like it a lot, but it's not hard enough, or I don't like that it has the high schooler aspect because that's
our co-host Fred. He doesn't like. He has played Persona, but that's his complaint. Is that it's a lot of talking and it's a lot of like not a lot of action.
Yeah, and to be fair, like you do play as like a high school kid.
Yeah.
So it's like
the high school sim.
Yeah, so there's like a lot more of that like friendship simulator in there.
Right.
Metaphor takes that and kind of like condenses it down to a more like digestible amount, and it's mainly action and side quests. So, but it still has like that in-depth Atlas plot line. So I think that would be a gorgeous title to have on the Switch.
Yeah.
I think that would be wonderful to get it to a new audience to play it, because every Blue Moon, an Atlas game, gets nominated for Game of the Year. And this was one that was nominated for Game of the Year. Got beat by Astrobot. We're not going to talk about that today because I still think about it.
I like that game, Astrobot.
I do too.
I don't think it was the Game of the Year.
No, I don't think it's Game of the Year. I don't think it's Game of the Year. Especially it's just like a bunch of other games. It's just like Ratchet and Clank and it's like all this other stuff.
Probably paid big chunks of money to get it as the Game of the Year. A lot of it is enforced by money.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
These nominations, even the Oscar, the Grammys.
100.
That's all. Like,
100.
Who's really backing you up, brother?
The people making it. Yeah.
The people with the money.
The people with the money.
Yeah.
Well, so my next thing is, so now that the Switch 2 is coming out, more powerful games are going to be able to be ported over. So my last question is, do you think Metaphor is a powerful game? Like, do you think...
Yes.
Really? For the Switch 2?
I think that the Switch 2 needs to have the optimization to be able to run Metaphor.
Okay.
Because that game does have a lot going on the screen at all times. I'm not going to say it's like Indiana Jones level of graphic ability, but, you know, the Switch is the Switch.
Yeah,
and
really.
It does, you
bottleneck.
know, yeah, and especially if it's a non-Nintendo title.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo, they can make their games look crispy and they age like fine wine.
Yep.
But that's because they make it.
Right.
They really have to work hard to try and convert it. But I do think it's possible because Shin Megami Tensei 5, which is another Atlus title, was at first a Switch exclusive. And it did run, not well, but it ran. It looked like a PS2 game. But
yeah, but even like when Mortal Kombat came to the Switch.
Ooh, that was horrible.
That shit looked disgusting.
Boo-boo.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen to Metaphor.
I pray, but I do want it to reach more audiences.
Right, so even if it is, you think, even if they take a downgrade?
If it takes a little bit of a downgrade, I'm still regardless going to be happy that the beautiful story of Metaphor can reach wider audiences on the Switch.
Okay, all right, so you'd pick it up on the Switch too?
I would pick it up, but probably not play it just because I've already beat it.
Yeah, and you're a collector.
Yeah, and so I would probably like get a collector's edition, do my little gig.
Right.
But to me, personally, Atlus JRPGs are PlayStation games.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's just how I am. I'll collect it, keep it sealed. But to me, it's like I like those things on my PlayStation.
Right.
Nintendo is my gig for Mario, Pokemon, those types of things. Which I don't know if you have it on your list, but another rumored game for the Switch 2
Go for it.
has been Mario Odyssey 2.
Really?
That is one of the rumored games that they are working on, is a sequel to it.
They were pretty dope.
Yeah, because Mario Odyssey was like, I don't know if it is their best-selling Mario 3D game, but it definitely took the Mario idealisms and kind of perfected it.
Right, they
to a lot
did
of
Mario
people.
Galaxy, but like way better.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't expect the Switch 2 to come out with like no launch titles. You know, they teased that they had the Mario Kart, but you know.
That's such a simple game, though. Anyways, talking about the Switch 2, you guys saw the trailer for the system itself.
I did.
Were you guys disappointed?
No, so I like a black Switch. I like a cool, sleek Switch.
This is
A business edition.
Was not Nintendo, bro. I
It
feel
had
like
the
I'm
funny
expecting
noises.
something crazy. I'm always expecting something crazy out of Nintendo. Always.
What were you expecting?
You know, I was expecting like more color, more something crazy or something unique that will only be for the Switch 2. Does that make sense?
I get that, yeah.
I don't like
Nintendo,
I don't like
bro.
the big number 2 on it. That kind
It's
of
Nintendo.
It's kind of a little too ugly for me.
And when I saw the review, I was like,
it was fun. It had like the sounds of like
I mean,
Splatoon.
it was fun, but like the color,
ink.
all black and just a little tad bit of red and blue.
That's
here
my
and
aesthetic.
there.
That's my aesthetic.
I mean,
Just-
that's the aesthetic for everybody, like the simpleness. You know what I mean? But
No.
that's not Nintendo. Nintendo is like colorful, flashy.
Yeah.
Look at this. Like, you know, it's cool that the screen is bigger.
to be honest, I think it had a little
The
bit too much color.
Joy-Cons.
Actually,
Yeah, too much color.
too much color.
Girl, it only had black, and then they
Black,
had like a little bit of blue and red.
I know, but I
That's
got
it.
the business edition. You know, I'm playing my Switch in between
Okay,
meetings.
to be fair, I'm with Lewis on this one. You
Really?
do not purchase Nintendo for business.
I do for business, right?
No, you purchase it to be goofy.
To be goofy.
It's a goofy.
What did you want it to have a face?
I don't know,
Well,
bro.
maybe.
We talked about it. We were saying like
The switcheroo,
the
yeah.
switcheroo, like what's gonna be the next big thing for Nintendo?
Right.
And I was just kind of.
But you just
I
wanted
don't
a
know if
more
they're-
powerful system.
We do want a more powerful system, but then we also want a system that represents Nintendo. Nintendo is Nintendo.
Well, what I like is that you don't have to slide it up and down. Like now you can just clock it
That
on the
is-
side.
Yes, it's like a
Amazing.
magnetic thing,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, it looks
because,
cool.
Because sometimes it's hard for like
But
for
then
me to
that
catch.
fucks up for people that bought a bunch of Joy-Cons for the first one. They're not going to be able to use it on the Nintendo Switch. too.
Well,
That's fine with me.
hold on. That might not be entirely true because they might be able to connect via Bluetooth.
Oh, right.
So you can't probably use it portable, which honestly, why would you if the controllers are better now because Joy-Cons infamously are shit.
Right.
They're shit. They're small as hell, especially like how you were saying how you split the little Joy-Cons between each other.
Yeah.
So I can see the benefit of the Joy-Con being bigger now and
Yeah.
like a little bit more girthier, like hands-on.
I mean, the whole thing has to be bigger. You can't use your other like. I'm not complaining. I can't use my PS3 controller, my PS4.
But I think also with the new Joy-Con, I think there's like a backing on it, kind of like when you buy like the accessories that make it feel like a controller. Because you know how you hold a Joy-Con right now and it feels like you're holding a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
So I think that it'll just It'll just be a better controller, I hope, but you can probably connect old Joy-Cons to it via Bluetooth because that's what you can do with the Switch Lite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's because the Switch Lite, you can't put Joy-Cons in and out of it. And I know too much about this shit. I used to be a GameStop manager. That's a whole different conversation. But you can connect it via Bluetooth. So they probably will allow that, I presume, for certain games at least. Unless they do some Bobo shit like what they did with the Wii U. All I know is that if they look me in the eye and say, you are getting another version of 1-2 Switch.
Oh, maybe.
It's a wrap.
Maybe.
I'm going to be mad.
That's what I'm saying. I think they are going to come with a plethora of launch titles. But
there's going to be like one banger.
Right.
Maybe two if we're real lucky.
I think two. A new Pokemon game.
Doubt.
Pokemon
usually comes out within like 6 months after a new console. As much as I would love.
But they're doing Legends ZA.
Yeah, and I think that would be a winter release for them, not a fall release. I think that would be like 2026, like January, February, March release title for them.
Yeah, that is the 6 months you're talking about.
Yeah, and if you look at the history of Nintendo release consoles, they usually release like 1 or 2 pretty okay, reputable games, and then some Bobo shit with it.
Right. So the 1-2 Switch was kind of Bobo and the ARMS game, but
I remember the ARMS.
But I went to a party, like a gamer party. Shout out Southwest Florida Gamers, where we all played 1-2 Switch. It was kind of fun.
It's good for
it's like Twister.
Like, yeah.
It's a good game
twisting.
for everybody, to play, but not to
without the twisting.
It's not hardcore gaming. What?
It's not hardcore gaming, but if you compare it to the rest of like Nintendo's like one-off weird goofy release titles with a new console,
right?
Girl, we had Wii Sports,
right? But
Nintendo Land,
right? But I think
we were being fed.
It's spoiled. You're right.
But that's the thing. We're used to being fed.
We're
used to the buffet.
Right.
And now they're giving us Golden Corral.
I know, right? I know. Because that game had like 30 games on it.
30 games. That doesn't mean they're playable.
I know.
I don't know. I'm looking a little bit disappointed in the design. I'm hoping that the hardware or the software is what pushes this.
I'm sure you can get a funky looking Switch too.
The price went up too.
It has to.
Only by $100. It's $400 now instead of $30.
Right. It was already $100. It was already $100 to $200.
That's $100 more than
the new
I needed it to be.
But it's still cheaper than PS5.
Yeah.
And you can't. I'm glad it's not more. Honestly, all I care about.
$400.
You thought the price was gonna go down?
Or stay the same.
Stay the same?
Bro,
Nah.
if you really if you really think about it like this, right? So the Switch doesn't have a lot of computing power. It doesn't have the RAM that it needs to play all these like games that we really want to play. But that's why we have like the other portable systems.
Well, like the Steam
Deck and like the other systems for like what, $200 more? I can get a full Steam Deck and play all these AAA games on it.
Yeah, but you can't play Mario games on the Steam Deck.
That's what Nintendo has going for them.
Nintendo has the Nintendo. You're paying for Nintendo.
I know you're playing for Nintendo, but still,
it looks more like a Steam Deck.
It does look like a Steam Deck, all being all black.
Yeah.
There's one more thing about the Switch too.
Yeah.
That they didn't really point out in the trailer, but a lot of people have noticed. There's an extra button on the front where like the home button is and everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were saying that in the mock-ups, it's the letter C. So people are thinking that it's going to be something called like Campus.
Okay.
Which they're thinking is basically Nintendo bringing back like their online support communities. So if you guys are familiar with like when the Wii U had like their Miiverse and things, where you could post on the forums through Nintendo and like post your screenshots, like how PlayStation does.
Yeah.
So
like the share button. Well, because the Switch has like a screenshot button.
Yeah, but they don't have any sort of like online community base.
Right.
They tried like their little Nintendo app, but it's boo-boo.
Yeah, I remember.
And
yeah.
So people are thinking that they might be able to try and compete with Sony and Xbox of trying to have like an online forum type of community. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that would be pretty.
I like it. I mean, I think they are going to censor it because like when they had it before, you couldn't really like communicate too well either.
Except with the drawings.
With the drawings.
Ooh, people would put some drawings out there on the internet.
Right. Well, I like the amiibos. I like that that you're able to do that kind of stuff and make it more social. And that does kind of go into like the Digimon thing where I like that whole social aspect of playing like two Switches against each other type of deal. So that'd be pretty cool.
I don't know.
They should go back to it.
I see more from Nintendo. I'm right now not sold.
What do you want from Nintendo, bro?
I want more.
You want a lot from Nintendo.
You gotta have expectations for Nintendo's on their own lane, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I can't compare them to Sony and Microsoft.
But you've been comparing them.
But I can. But if they're trying to jump onto that lane, then you're going to get compared.
Nintendo's
and
a
if you
weird
fall
company.
short, then you're looking bad. But if you stay within the Nintendo lane of the crazy, gimmicky shit,
Yeah.
who's going to complain? Nobody. Because you're Nintendo. You're your own path, your own entity.
I'm sure you can get a funky looking Switch. I'm sure you can get like different controllers.
So
Maybe
you
they
think
might be-
they'll like drop one for business purposes like you?
I think so. I liked
then-
it. And then some funky
for
stuff,
us.
something with ears and a face. Yeah, for you guys. Yeah.
Well, they did that with the initial release. They had the red and blue Joy-Con one, and
Right.
then they
And
had the gray one.
Gray one.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's just how it is for now. You know, sleek, it's smooth, and then you can go up.
We'll see, man. We'll see. This is all from one trailer and whatever
Yeah, we
little
got a
leaks
direct
came
in
out.
a few months.
Right. Right.
We'll see what the real like announcement where they go more in depth about everything. We'll see.
Next, last, in the realm of movies. So the official social media for Harry Potter announced that they're doing a collaboration between them and Detective Conan. Do you remember Detective Conan?
Yeah, I remember.
Closed case.
Case closed.
Case closed. My bad.
So this is how it looks, and we will put it in the video version for our editor, Oscar.
Oh, work. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what they posted. The official social media for Case Closed, Detective Conan, also posted that they're working with them. So we do have an episode on Mashal on the channel, so be sure to check it out for me and Louis talking about, you know, Mashal and Harry Potter and stuff like that. But a question for both of you is, will you be watching the new Harry Potter if and when it comes to HBO Max? Have you heard about?
For me, probably not.
Probably not.
I've never been that big into the Harry Potter thing.
Right.
It's just never been my gig.
Never, not even the books when you were a kid.
You know, honestly, it never really caught my attention like that.
Wow.
Wizarding worlds and stuff has
Really?
never really been my thing. It's like, if you were to give me that versus Pokemon, Digimon, and everything like that, I'm going to go with Pokemon and Digimon.
Interesting.
What about you, Kid Lewis?
I will watch it.
You'll watch it?
Oh,
You're not upset that they're like redoing it?
I'm not upset unless they do it.
So if they okay.
You know, if they do it right, then it shouldn't be upsetting. But if they do it wrong, where they're, I saw a meme or something that
Do you
they're
want to
trying to do Professor Snape.
Right.
They're trying to use a black guy to do him instead.
Okay.
And people are like, Professor Snape has always been white, even in
Girl.
the books.
Here we go.
I mean, stuff
So
like that. I don't-
switching, you know.
that would bother you?
I mean, Professor Snape's always been white. Even in the books, he's described
not part of-
as like a British white man. You know
But
what I
it's
mean?
not part of his character. It's not like
That
the
is
Black
part of his
Panther
character.
to be a white guy. To be like this. Well, maybe because he's like, you know, pale and kind of like snake-like.
It's like they decided to switch up Ron and make him gay. You know?
No, so Ron
How
being
would
a
that
redhead
work?
ginger is part of
Yeah,
his character.
exactly.
He's a very rich, not rich. His family's rich and like, you know,
And popping out kids, they're
and
rich.
popping out
That's
kids
about it.
That's true.
and love or whatever.
They're in love, yeah.
But
A lot of
they're
love.
still on the outskirts of like high society. They
Yeah.
have magic, but they're not like high class magic. So that is part of his character. So if they made him black, I'd be like, I don't know.
I think it really depends on those features of
Right.
how it was written, of aesthetically that character looks, and what it means
But
to
my
their
thing
character.
is, why switch
Right,
it though?
right.
If it worked when you made the movies,
Worked.
people
What does that
have
mean
a
worked,
huge
though?
like if it worked, like these characters that you chose to represent the people in the book worked. People are like invested into these characters.
They do it all the time, bro.
Fully invested.
Just make them black.
And then
Make
you
'em
want all of
gay.
them black?
Not all of them. No, there's
Harry's now black with waves and stuff.
Girl, fuck it. Put Hogwarts in Africa.
Right.
Right?
Make
Is
it
that
happen.
what you want? Is that
Right.
what- no,
Well,
because then people are
yes.
gonna be so upset. Like, whoa, what is all this culture change?
So
This is not Harry Potter.
Jay-Z has a music video for his song Moonlight where they do like all the big black actors or whatever. They just do Friends again. And it's just another Friends. They're Joey, Ross, Rachel, but it's just black characters.
Black characters, yeah.
So, you know, Hannibal Buress is in there like, why are you guys doing this? Just doing it again. You're copying, but not making it better. You're just making it black. So in some ways, yes, when they just switch a character to black just for the sake of it, I'm not really too into it. But if it serves the story, then I'm okay. I don't know.
How does it serve the
I
story?
think it also depends
I
on
don't think it does
if
for
they're a
Snape.
better
How
actor,
does
though.
Doctor
Right. Well, there's two-
Professor
here's the
Snape
thing.
being black make the
Like,
show better.
But imagine you're the director, right? You're sitting there and you get these people coming in for auditions, and you get this one actor
Right.
who aesthetically is pale, snake-like, whatever,
Right.
but
Long
he
hair.
sucks.
Right.
Like, he's not the best actor, but aesthetically, he has potential.
Yeah.
And then you get a guy that, you know, looks like Jay-Z, and he walks in, but he is like
We're casting for something
He's hitting the
different.
cue.
but like
You know?
the acting is phenomenal and the emotions are there and it's like a moving performance.
It's a hit or miss because at the end of the day, he might be a good actor. He might play that role super great, but it's up to the audience. You're trying to please.
No, it's up to the director. So that's what I'm saying. Like Snail is saying, it depends on when that
If it
decision has been made.
backfires, if
Is
it
it been made
backfires on
before
the
we
director,
cast and we
it's
need to
gonna
get somebody
suck.
who's black?
Because then nobody's watching it. Then you got all these critics
But what if it
saying
doesn't
like,
suck?
oh,
Who says it's going to
Yeah,
suck because
exactly.
he's black?
it's a 50-50
It's a 50-50. It's the same with
But
like
if you keep it the
Wicked.
same,
Like think about
you're
Wicked.
not negotiating. You're not
Yeah.
risking anything.
Like do y'all know about Wicked?
Right.
Yeah.
Miss so we got Miss
Yeah,
Elphaba,
Miss-
right?
Right, right.
And she's green. Her whole character is that she's green.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
In all of the Broadway musicals, she's played by Idina Menzel, who is a white woman as far as I know.
Okay.
Is she
And-
painted green
That's
too?
Yeah.
So at that point, it doesn't
but
really
she's
matter
green.
who it is.
But
as
in
long
the
as
new
they're
movie,
painted green.
Exactly, but in the new movie, she's played by a black woman
Okay.
who's also painted green.
Right.
But in the end of the day,
It's a
she's green.
person, yeah.
Right.
But there was some conversation where they're like, well, Elphaba is being played by a black woman. Aesthetically, she has black features and she has box braids. Why does she look black? Girl, who cares? She's a fucking witch. She going, wow. Like it's,
Yeah,
girl,
but the
It
point
depends
is-
when those decisions are being made. If you are trying to change it to a black character just because, and then you're looking for a black person, then I can see a little bit issue with that. But if, like Snail is saying, if the person who has the best read just happens to be black,
Yeah,
and
then
it's
oh,
not
wow.
super integral to the story, then I'm okay with it. I'm okay
I don't
with
have nothing against
Changing-
black actors playing white roles. Like I have nothing against that.
it. So you wouldn't
I'm
want to.
not against it, but I'm
how do you
just
feel
saying,
about a
if
black
it's just-
Superman, bro?
I would fucking love that. I think that would be dope.
let
you
him
would?
cook.
I think that would be dope as hell.
All right, well, then there.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a huge community that backs up Harry Potter, like mega fan base. That is my thing. As a director, am I here to really change some shit up just to change some shit up?
Right.
And then what? You know, it's an HBO Max. So if people don't like this shit, there ain't gonna be a season 2. There ain't gonna be a season 3. And nobody's gonna give a fuck. They're gonna keep going back to just the movies.
Or we could get some good potential actors coming out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could. There's a whole new wave, maybe, of like Timothy Chalamets and Tom Holland and the Queen's Gambit or whatever, just like young actors.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
It just depends.
I would say it's hard to disturb something that's been working for so long and then just have a change up on it. Like I know how people felt about The Little Mermaid. You know
Right,
what I mean?
feel
That
like
was a
they
huge
made that character
controversial
black
thing.
before they casted that person, though.
But I think, so here's my thing.
Good.
I think that changing certain roles to fit like a quota per se
Right.
is kind of lame.
Yes.
I think it's totally just based off of the talent.
Yeah.
So I'm not a director. I don't know how Disney did this, but during the Little Mermaid's casting, if they had 100 people come in and they purely were basing it off of talent, it makes sense that they casted her.
Right.
I'm probably gonna fuck up her name. I think it's like Haley or something.
Yeah, Haley. Or
And
Yes, Haley.
Haley or like Hallie.
Haley. One of the
Whichever
two.
one, too, yeah.
But it's like she's talented.
No, she is talented
regardless.
as a person,
and
yes.
so as Ariel, like that's a
And she
Kiki.
has a great singing voice.
And that's the whole big thing about Ariel is that she has a great singing voice.
Yeah.
That's her gig. Honestly, the thing with the Little Mermaid
Hmm.
that people are like so mad about, they're like, oh, she's supposed to be white. Girl, she's a fish. She's a fish. That one, truly, mermaids aren't even real.
Right.
So we're
It's
going to argue
not,
now about...
But there's not an argument. It's just you gotta have to understand that people that grew up loving The Little Mermaid, all they know is a white person with red hair that can sing great and swim well. You know what I mean? Like that's what we know. That's what we correlate The Little Mermaid. That's what we grew up.
I will
So
argue
when
one thing with you,
people-
though.
Go ahead.
For something specific like The Little Mermaid, you take the character like Ariel, and for me growing up, as I'm biracial, I'm half black, half white.
Right.
I looked at The Little Mermaid, and there was nothing I could relate to her about. She's a white woman with bright red hair. I thought the movie was awesome, but there was nothing. I don't look at that and I find familiarity as a child. You know, as children, we look at these characters and we try to find some relatability to them, especially in ourselves, trying
do
to find
that.
out who we are.
I do that even to today. Like
that's
all the stuff
fair.
that I watch.
And like when
which
I was a
character is
kid,
me?
So do you think that
there's probably a little light-skinned black girl out there who
that relates to this new mermaid?
who looks at this
So
Little
then why
Mermaid
not just
and
do a whole
thinks-
new story?
They kind of did though.
Was
Like
it?
they did change a
I didn't
lot
get to
of
see
it.
the movie. I can't talk
Okay.
about the movie like that
So
because I
then
didn't
what-
get a chance to see it.
So then what the
I just
hell?
remember mad people talking about like, oh, why did they have to make her black?
No,
like,
for sure. It's their
thing?
frail ego.
Was it needed? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the race has nothing to do with the plot. I think that the big important thing is that there are kids out there that will look at these characters that are more diverse than when we were kids.
Yeah.
And be
Same
able
thing
to
for
say,
like Sleeping Beauty. They have a Hispanic lady playing that role.
see, and that's it. And Sleeping Beauty for 90% of the movie is asleep. So who cares what she looks like?
Or even taking it back to the Snape thing, like, you know, for a black guy to play Snape, like a kind character who's just misunderstood
not kind.
and looks
At the
evil.
beginning, he's
Yeah.
not. You
No,
find out he's
got a-
kind in his own way.
Yeah, but he's kind of a dick.
Right.
He's a dick.
So I mean, I've had professors or even teachers, black strong men, who you're like, God damn, man, why? Like, let off a little bit, like, leave me alone,
Come on, bro.
right? But he's still like he's just trying to do the right thing, you know?
Yeah, no. I get it.
It just depends, man.
But
It depends. It depends
if it
on when
works,
those
it
decisions
works.
are
If
made.
it doesn't, I think it's a risk that they're willing to take. And if it
Oh,
works
yeah.
and it pays off, great. But if it doesn't, like I said, I just feel like there's such a huge fan base
Right.
that you can sour them, and then they can get pissed about it. And
But there are
you don't
no
have the
black
fan base
characters
watching it.
in Harry Potter at all. There's a little black boy in it, and when we did family movie night, I used to tell my son that little black boy was me, because he was young too, my son, and I was like, "That's me. I'm in the movie," and he's in like every movie. So he believed me up until like the third or fourth movie. This is some little black boy. He's in
I
Harry
don't know.
Potter.
I might have to
The
say,
token.
yeah, I might have to watch
It was,
it.
right. So that's what I'm saying. So you need
Rewatch
some.
it again. Like, who's this little black boy?
It looks like it kind of looks like us. So I was just like, that's us.
All
Yeah.
right.
But
I mean, it'd be cool if they
just
decided to
depends.
do like
it just
a
depends.
season, like kind of like off the books a little bit, where they're introducing newer characters.
But the last time that they did that specifically with Harry Potter,
Yeah, with
It-
Hermione.
No. They did. I remember when the books came out, it was like their spin-off series. that they
Fantastic
did.
Beasts.
That's it.
Oh, Fantastic Beasts. I love
Trashed.
What?
Their box office ratings.
Yeah.
That's why it
love
stopped.
Fantastic Beasts.
The first movie was okay,
I
but
thought
then
they
every
stopped
movie
because
afterwards.
Johnny Depp was no longer in it.
No,
He
that's
wasn't
not
on the
why they
second
stopped.
one.
They stopped because they did not make the money that Harry Potter.
Maybe
did.
they didn't make the money on the. This is the third movie
I think so.
because they had switch Johnny Depp with somebody else.
Oh, for real?
And
Well,
nobody
maybe,
liked
but-
that switch because Johnny Depp played the fuck out of that role.
Well, then that's why it tanked it.
Well, you're talking about Harry Potter.
People
They're not
were
doing
really
Harry
pissed.
Potter. They're doing another thing. But you know, we're talking about this too long. But
I did.
Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike Big Wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
That's it.
time for the meat and potatoes.
All
Yeah.
right, meat and potato time. You ready?
Eat it
to
up, eat it up, eat it up, eat it up.
Ready.
Ready.
All right. So, Digimon.
Digital monsters.
Digimon are the champions.
I have that written verbatim, just like that.
Bro, that
Perfect.
you don't understand.
Tell me.
The amount of times I've watched Digimon throughout, like for this episode and the movie,
Yes.
that song has been stuck in my head.
Oh my God, me too, bro.
I just walk around going Digimon, digital monsters.
100% as well.
And then when it goes into like that deep change into digital champions to save the digital world. Oh, that shit's fire.
That's my favorite part where they go world. I know. I have been singing it. My
My
girl's been
girl
kind of
has been pissed off because I have it playing in the
Same.
room, in the living room,
Yeah.
on my phone,
Yeah.
and then I'm just walking around Digimon. Digimon.
inserting people's names into it. We have a dog, Bella. I'm like, Bella
What are you
girl
talking
is the
about,
champion.
Salmon? She's like,
Yes, yes.
don't you dare talk to me back again, Adriamon. Like, did you make it now, bro?
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
yo, man.
Yeah. I was gonna introduce myself as Paketsumon.
Paketsumon.
podcast in Japanese.
Work.
But I kept flubbing up on it. I was like, no, you only have one chance to do this intro.
Nah,
so.
Digimon makes it real vanilla with their names too.
Right.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, which one is that? That's Birdmon.
They're for real.
Paratamon.
Girl, there's one called Gunmon.
Really?
For real. There's
Who is
Shumon.
that?
Shumon.
For
Devilmon.
Right.
oh, absolutely.
Bro, y'all
there is
couldn't come-
Devimon.
Y'all
Devimon.
couldn't come up with better names for this. Y'all so generic with it too. Like,
Yes.
Devilmon.
He's
Let 'em cook.
That's
antagonistmon.
Yeah. Girl, we got
That's
Leomon.
Goblinmon.
Girl, there's Gatomon. They said we're gonna make this one
it's
Spanish.
Yeah.
Gatomon.
This girl just a cat.
So, similar to Pokemon, it's a Japanese media franchise spawning over virtual pets, the little Tamagotchis,
Gotchis, yeah.
in anime, manga, video games, movies, and even TCG, which I did learn how to play. So, my first question to you guys is, what was your earliest Digimon memory? We'll start with you, Snail.
Okay. Digimon for me has been like, I came out the womb
Really?
with Digimon.
Really?
Like, that's like my gig. When it came to my childhood, my uncle is only 10 years older than I am.
Right.
And so I grew up with everything that he had. It's like hand-me-downs. So he had a lot of things like Pokemon and Digimon. So we would watch a lot of Digimon growing up. And literally, like, as far back as I can remember, I was watching Digimon. I was playing the Digimon games because my uncle was obsessed with Digimon and Pokemon. So it's just always been a part of my life.
Did you like one more than the other? The games versus the anime, I guess, or?
It really depended on which ones we're talking about.
Right.
Overall, in my ranking, Digimon the anime is a better anime than Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
I will say that.
Okay.
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 We might share an opinion.
And so this is what I'm going to say as a franchise too, because I know you guys aren't as familiarized with Digimon besides the first season.
The first couple seasons for me, I stopped at the third season. I did see some of the stuff because I think they even had it on Adult Swim, maybe when they used to fuse with the Digimon. I used to
Yes,
see that, and I had vague memories of that. But after the third season, I kind of left it.
So my question to you was, why do you think, or why do you prefer Digimon over Pokemon?
To me, Digimon is something that ages a lot better as you get older because it has a lot more adult themes to it, or at least like teenage T+ themes to it.
Yeah,
Right. Even though they are like, I think elementary school kids, maybe.
Yeah.
Top of
Well,
elementary.
no.
Hit or miss. You see them grow, which
Right,
is
right.
part of the fun.
Right.
You start with the kids
like
in there and
Ash.
like,
They stay
Ash
the
is
same
still
age.
10.
Right.
So it's like,
day one.
you get them growing up. You see them go into high school
Yeah.
to the point where they literally have like in season 2, them getting ready for like their college exams
Yeah.
and helping out the next generation of Digi Destined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a super sick because you get to see at the end, you see them as adults.
Yeah.
You see who they get married to.
Yeah.
So you literally see them start out as kids all the way up to adulthood. And as the different seasons go on, a lot of times the characters are teenagers or older. So they're not always elementary school kids. And a lot of times the different Digimon seasons combat a lot of conversation about things like death and
Turning
just-
into your parents.
yeah, and just like more emotional types of conversations. And there's a lot more character development with them. Like
Yeah.
a big part of in season 1, the characters TK and Matt.
Right.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
And a big part of them as characters is that they don't get to spend a lot of time together because their parents are divorced.
Yeah.
Really?
They have to live, each one lives with a different parent.
But
Yep.
they get together in camp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because they spend summers together, just
Yeah.
like in the Digimon movie, they're with their grandparents over summer.
Right.
But one is with
Wow.
one parent, one's with the other.
Okay.
So, like, you're not really thinking about it when you're a kid, but when you're an adult rewatching this and you're like, oh my God, that's so real.
Yeah.
These two siblings that are siblings by nature, but they do have so many differences and don't know each other as well. And they're spending this time in the Digiverse also getting to know each other because of their parents' decisions.
I think that's fucked
That's
up.
kind of lame. What the fuck would they do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a weird type of parenting. Like, I get one kid and you get the other. That's
Yeah.
some petty
I know.
shit.
Yeah, it's some petty
Yeah.
shit. I can't do two the same
can't-
summer.
Exactly. I can't handle two at the same time. You take one and I'll take the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the quiet one.
Yeah.
Like,
Period.
that's some crazy
You can
shit.
have them in the winter.
I was just thinking about that. Like, what if my parents divorced? Well, they are divorced, and they decided to split us up. Like, you go with your dad, and you go with your mom, and that's it. And then I guess you'll see each other every once in a while.
Yeah, no, I don't think they would do that.
That's weird. That's a weird parenting. Maybe it's
Yeah.
Japan.
I don't know. I'm sure that there are probably some parents that do it out of
Convenience.
things, not even pity, maybe things like benefit the child, not to get like too like real about it, but it's like, you know, like if one kid's like, oh, I go to this school, and like the other kid's like, well, I go to this school, and they're like on different sides of town. I don't know.
But they will only go to different schools if they're split up to begin with. Does that make sense? Because if they grew up together, you know what I mean? Because I'm assuming they probably grew up together at a point until they got divorced.
Who knows? TK's so young.
Yeah, that's true.
TK was like 5 or so.
Yeah, he is young. I mean,
I guess it's different for me to like look at it because I do have siblings, but my siblings were all 10 years apart.
yeah.
So it's like when I was in like middle school, my sister was like goo goo gaga.
Well, because even they don't necessarily also have to have the same parents. Like maybe, you know, the mom is the one who's really the most active, but TK's from a different dad. So that's why he would stay with that family instead of like, you know, who knows? I don't know.
I don't know. But in Digimon, they show a lot of
Them
character development like that. Of
Right.
Single parents and kids that are going through it.
Some of my favorite episodes are the ones that are very hard. Like, you know, with Sora. Like she has an episode where she realized, like she's a tomboy, but she realizes that, or her mom wanted her to be more like a girly girl. Like, oh, come pick the flowers with me. She's like, you don't understand me, mom. I want to kick the ball. I want to do soccer. You don't understand. Why can't you just understand? And then, not Birdramon, the young bird. Biyamon. She wants to help fight, and Sora's like, no, stop. And she's like, no, why don't you understand that I just need to help? And she's like, oh my god, I'm my mom. So I'm like, wow, that's a good episode.
Yeah.
So I like stuff like that. I do think, you know, just to jump ahead a little bit, I do think Digimon is the better anime than Pokemon for those reasons. But I still give it to Pokemon just because the games. Because growing up, not that I didn't watch the anime, but I wasn't like as invested in the anime anyways, even with Pokemon. Like my shit was the games. So I do think Pokemon has better games.
I think Pokemon has better games than Digimon. And I think the only reason I like Digimon over Pokemon was the evolutions of the Digimons.
Tell me.
I think they look way much better than the evolutions in Pokemon.
Really?
Like Pikachu going to Raichu.
He's
whatever.
fat.
Yeah, it was like whatever. It wasn't like a huge hype.
Right. But Agumon into Draymond into like,
oh my god.
10 times as big.
That's gangster.
Right.
That's gangster.
Right. I do like that they are a little bit more solid. There's a little bit a little more stronger.
Structure.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's a big reason of that. It's because of marketability.
Yeah.
Pokemon looks at it like this is a kid's franchise.
Right.
You know, Creatures Inc., who designs them, and Game Freak and Nintendo, they look at Pokemon and they're like, oh, we got to sell this.
Right.
The whole reason Digimon was made is because it's made by Bandai, who made Tamagotchis, and they wanted to make an edgier boy version.
A more masculine version of the Tamagotchis.
Exactly.
Tamagotchis that are still cute, but they fight.
Yeah.
And they got guns.
Some of them.
And gloves.
Right.
And a big inspiration that they took was from actually like American media of like comic books and that kind of like edgier aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
So they're like, the kids like guns? Gunmon. Do it.
It's dope though.
Knuckle
It's
sandwich
gangster.
mom.
I like it, man.
It is
truly
pretty
like
cool.
it.
All right.
But anyways, so
favorite characters, favorite moments?
favorite. I don't have favorite moments. I can't think of any right now. But favorite characters. I like TK.
Really?
I do. I think he's pretty cool, bro. But the reason I like TK is because of his Digimon, Patamon.
Yeah.
Patamon, yeah.
And when he evolved to Angelmon,
Right.
I don't know why that shit looks so dope. That shit looked like biblical.
Right. Well, it's very Final Fantasy, you know?
Yeah, it was gangster. The same thing for Kari for her Gatomon.
Yeah.
And then
Angelmon.
Oh, you like those characters? Yeah.
It just looks, them both together, when they're together, bro, they look so fucking
with the arrow?
legit. Yes, with the arrow. Yes. There you go.
Yeah. Well, their development is also really cool, especially for TK, because all the other characters.
Don't they end up together, though? Like in the
Kari and TK?
They move on to the second season.
They move on to the second season, and there's like this whole dynamic when they're in like high school.
Dynamic.
Yeah, where it's like TK like likes Kari, but there's also the new protagonist Davis likes Kari too. So there's like a love triangle going on.
I knew there was something going on. I was like,
but Kari's just kind of like playing the field, like she don't really care.
Right,
like I'm here for me.
Yeah, I'm Ty's little sister. Right? You know, I get the sauce.
But with Patamon, it's really fun because their dynamic is throughout the whole first season, he can't digivolve.
Right.
So it's like everyone else is like getting these cool transformations and because the whole thing they digivolve through like their bonds.
Right. Yeah.
And TK's like, wham, I'm a baby.
He is a baby.
He's like, I'm scared. And Patamon's like, toughen up, bitch. I want to digivolve.
Kinda, yeah.
And it takes like half the season for him to turn just into his champion form of Angemon.
Right.
It's crazy.
Skipping right over the other one.
Angemon fucking dope, bro. When he digivolved into that, I was like,
really? Okay.
The drawings, bro. This is why I think I like it over Pokemon. I just can't get hype. I can't get hype when they evolve into Pokemon.
Right. Just because it happens just once and then,
It happens once and that's it. And you get to already see their evolved form
before they
even evolve. Like, we knew about Raichu before Pikachu even evolved into Raichu. Or, like, we know that that's the the next process, of it. So you're just like,
Well, there's also different Digivolutions that they can go into based off of.
Right.
This is more of a game dynamic, but they do show it in the anime. If you remember, there's one episode
with the what is it? Metal Greymon?
Skull Greymon.
Skull Greymon.
Where Tai is like mad.
Yeah.
And
tries to like
he's like
force him
Agumon.
to Digivolve.
Exactly.
Shoving food down his mouth. Oh
and then he's like,
so
Tai,
grimy.
stop.
Yeah.
Bro, that's one thing I've noticed from season 1. These kids are assholes, bro. Straight up assholes.
It's almost like Lord of the Flies.
No, they're straight up assholes.
Not all of them.
Like, the Digimons are really like, they're like, we're here for you. We're here to help you. We're here to protect you.
Right.
And they're like, get the fuck away from me, bro.
Yeah. Well, because Matt, Matt is too cool. Mimi's,
Matt's the worst.
Mimi's selfish. She's like,
These are some mean ass kids, bro.
Mimi just doesn't want to get dirty.
She doesn't want to get dirty, but then she's like, even with Palmon, she's like, oh, I like your hair. Can I braid it? She's like, oh, no, don't braid my hair.
It's all natural. Like,
Yeah.
I wake up like this.
That's why their characters work. Their Digimon are their perfect foils.
Right.
But it's funny, though. But there's some episodes where I'm just like, oh, there's some fucking assholes.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
all
when
these
Tai was doing that
Digimons
shit.
want to do is help them out. And I just got to be like...
That's Matt through 90% of the show.
Yeah, he's just too cool.
Like,
especially to Tai.
Right.
Where he's just like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. You know what the hell you're talking about. I'm the leader. I'm the main character.
I'm telling you, that's the only part that gets me laughing. I'm like, bro, these kids are assholes. Like, they don't got to be this mean. They're so nice. Digimons are so cute. They're like, I'm your best friend.
Yeah, who knows?
Anything you need, I'm here for you.
This is their first pet, maybe. Maybe they've never had a dog.
Like,
yeah.
I'm telling you.
What about you, Snail? Favorite characters, favorite moments?
My favorite character in the first season has always been Joe Keto.
Joe Keto? Joe
has always been my favorite character.
Really?
Absolutely. I think that he has the most interesting growth with Gomamon as his companion.
Yeah, he's strong. I think he's the strongest Digimon, kind of.
Gomamon, like final form, Zukamon.
Yeah,
crazy,
strong as shit.
Not like the strongest.
Maybe not. But
well,
why is Joe your favorite?
Joe is my favorite because I like his progression.
Okay, he starts those like a nerdy, like, no, we shouldn't. We should stay still. They'll come for us.
Yes.
I was like, what? No, bro, you gotta venture out.
No, but I like it because one, I think he's the most realistic. Where it's like you're on summer vacation.
Yeah.
His whole character is that he's put under so much like pressure of like being a straight A student and like being perfect that he's taken out of his comfort zone, put into this weird world.
Out of his comfort zone. He didn't even want to go to camp. He wanted to go. What do you wanted to do?
He wanted to do like homework or some shit.
Yeah, he wanted to go to a different type of after school program.
Yeah, and he's like,
camp. I didn't even want to go.
He's like, my parents are making me go outside. I wanted to study.
Yeah.
Like he's like dead set on his ways. And Gomamon is his perfect foil because Gomamon's so like free spirited and just goofy.
Yeah.
And I like their dynamic so much. I don't know why. It's always been, I love a character with tons of anxiety. And seeing them like work through it.
Yeah.
I think it's the most like realistic.
Okay. I see that.
Even through his character progression, it's like you see him like make friends with people and kind of get out of his shell and learn more about himself than just school.
Yeah.
So I do like that as his character. So him and Gomamon, goated duo in my opinion. They're the best foils for each other in season 1.
Okay.
My overall favorite Digimon, though, super weird choice. It's Diaboromon.
Diaboromon. Which one is that?
I'm gonna have to Google it.
Go ahead and Google Diaboromon.
I've tried my best to keep up with these names.
No, you guys are gonna look at it and be like, Snail, what's wrong with
Say that again?
Diaboromon.
The bad guy from the movie?
Absolutely.
Why?
Diaboromon has always been my favorite.
Why?
I use him in every game.
It's an evil Digimon.
He is.
He's a virus infected.
He's a virus, yeah.
He is the virus in the Digimon movie.
Yeah.
His line of Caramon and Infermon and all of them has always been my favorite since I was a kid. When I watched the Digimon movie and that man came on screen with that little claw and he said, "Go back." He said, "Go back." And his like something about the art style and how creepy he looks.
Yeah, he's got the long hands.
He looks like Keep Along's in a Kingdom Heart game.
Yeah,
Kinda,
like a heartless almost.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. I love Kingdom Hearts.
He really looks like he belongs in a Kingdom Heart game.
He's
Just put them like that empty heart on his chest.
Yeah.
It fits right in.
Well, you know that's a cannon on his chest, right?
Yeah. Oh, it is?
Diaboromon, that's his where he attacks from. In the games, he actually goes like, editor, put this, and he goes douche, 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 where his chest pops out and like bullets come out of him. It's awesome.
That's your favorite Digimon?
But I have
Wow.
a giant statue. I have multiple statues of Diaboromon.
Wow.
But I have one specifically that it's like a $300 statue of Diaboromon being stabbed right through the head by Omnimon.
Wow.
And he's coming out of a giant clock.
Very cool.
It's Diaboromon, the Digimon movie. They hold a very special place in my entire being.
Okay, I do like that movie a lot too.
What about you,
I
bro?
do want to talk about.
What's your favorite character? What's your favorite Digimon?
So favorite character. So growing up, it was Agumon. You know, I think it's just supposed to be just
Ty,
right.
Papa Breath.
Pepper breath. I love the pepper breath. That shit is
Oh, yeah.
nice. I think, you know, just like when I was growing up, like Charizard was my favorite, and then I did switch over to Squirtle in my adulthood. But
As you should.
I do like Palmon, the flower one. I mostly because of who her champion, the
Yo, Togemon?
Togemon. I like
Bro.
that one a lot. Like a boxing fucking cactus.
Banger.
Super dope. Super dope. I don't think she punches enough people. I think she does a lot of, you know,
She does the spike thing.
the
right?
spike thing. Yeah, but
Twin Needle.
yeah, but I want her
Like
to
spiral.
knock somebody out. She got big gloves. And I did like Were Garurumon. I did like him.
Yeah.
I did switch over to Were Garurumon just because he was kind of like cool. He's still kind of big. He was the smallest one of the champions, but
Well,
man,
I got my Garurumon shirt on.
yeah. But I like the Were. You know, where he's
Yeah,
got
that's his ultimate form.
yeah, where he's got the jeans.
He's ripped out of
He's
his
got the
mind.
Levi's on.
You got the Levi's, bro.
the Levi Wranglers on.
Yeah.
Ready to go to work, brother.
That's like there's the one Digimon. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Terriermon turns into him, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he got like Jinko jeans on.
Terriermon. I feel like
Yeah, look up Terriermon. He's in like the 3rd or 4th Digimon season.
oh yes, and then with the cannons.
Yes, and he has
Oh,
cannon
with the cannons.
arms.
Yeah.
But he got them Jinko jeans.
Yeah, the big
on.
90s jeans. I was telling Lewis that he looks very 90s today.
Sir.
You see, he's dressed like a Digimon character.
100.
Which I do want to talk about the Digimon drip as well. So, you know, going into that, but my favorite character, like how you talking about combination and just even all the way throughout, is Izzy. I like Izzy.
Really?
Izzy as a fellow short king, I just feel like Izzy.
We love short kings.
Izzy is me, and he's the realistic me because you know he has all the power in the Digi world just because he's so into computers.
Yeah.
So he's the one also carrying the plot a little bit, kind of like just like figuring out that they're even in a Digi world and you know what all this means. So I like him. I like his dynamic with I think it's
Tentamon.
Tentamon.
Ooh, and Tentamon has a wild voice. He's like, Izzy, it's me, Tentamon. I love their voices. The voice acting.
The voice acting is super nice, even with the Digimon though.
We can't not talk about the voice acting
Yeah.
of Digimon.
Yes.
Especially, did y'all, season 2.
I saw a little bit growing up. I didn't refresh it at all though. But
Okay, but there's some characters you have to, after this, look them up
Yeah.
and watch their voice, listen to their voices. Specifically Armadillomon,
yeah.
because he's a cowboy.
Really?
Oh, he's
Oh.
like, come on, it's me, Armadillomon. We gotta go. And then there's oh my god, what's his name? Wormmon.
Yes, that's
Ooh.
that's the only character I kind of like in the second season.
Wormmon. Come on, Ken.
Yeah, they're very animated. And
Very
even
animated.
the things that they say, like you know, in the movie, like what is it? Greymon is fighting the Parrotmon.
Yeah.
and then like they crash into some buildings or whatever, and then Ty's like, "Oh my god, Polywater Cracker!" And I'm like, "Come on, man, this is so 90s."
The voice acting.
It is 90s, bro.
And the
But
music.
early
and-
2000s.
But just that they would just say these like
The fact
catchy
that they had,
things. It's like a comic book.
that song "Kids in America"
Yeah.
before it was even popular
Oh, yeah.
on what's the
Shrek,
not Shrek.
Kids in America.
Kids in America was played in that Jimmy Neutron the
Yes,
movie
it was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
when they were flying up to the moon or wherever they were going.
Yeah, to the egg planet or whatever.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
What
bro.
you're thinking of is All-Star.
I am thinking of All Star.
But All-Star was in the Digimon movie as well.
Well,
at the
before
end.
Shrek.
Digimon U,
Digimon, yeah. They were,
the hits before the
The-
hits.
The way at the end of the Digimon movie, I know we're not there yet, but when the villain character just and Telemon and what's his name? The bad guy is just like waving his arm arms in the air and he's just like, hey now, you're an all-star. Bananas. Who made it? Wendigomon, that's what it's called.
Wendigomon?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I just like Izzy, and I like, his bug character throughout.
Yeah.
I like, all the way through. He turns into a big beetle.
Yeah, they're super sick.
Yeah, and then like I said, on the second one, I only really like the Wormmon, so I kind of like those insects. But even Kabuterimon, it sounds kind of like a samurai a little bit too,
Mm-hmm.
But so before the Digimon movie, I did want to talk about the Digi drip.
Go ahead.
So I do also think that just Izzy has like my sense of style as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a collar shirt, shorts, and the shoes. But all the Digimon characters have some drip.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah.
More than like, the Pokemon characters. Most of this is for the video version, but I like the drip of Tai. I just think he's got hype beast fashion,
Very that.
With the with the stars on his shirt.
Oh, and then there's Mimi. We can't talk about Digidrip without Mimi.
She comes from like old money. Like that is like very like country, but
well, because
custom.
she's half American. That's like her whole thing.
Really?
She's half American, and in the second season, she actually moves to America. And like they'll video call her and whatever in the second season, and her hair is completely different. She got like stars in her hair. She got completely dripped out of her mind.
All of that. So then Matt has like the cool guy,
Ooh, that turtleneck.
The turtleneck
like no sleeves.
with no sleeves to show off the guns.
That's a crazy drip right there. A turtleneck with no sleeves.
Only in my dream.
But just in case you get cold, you get the turtleneck. That's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Sora, she's got like the helmet, but she's also kind of a tomboy, so she's got the sleeveless.
They all got like that Kingdom Hearts type of drip to them. Oh my god, Matt.
Yamato
with the turtleneck. My goodness, Izzy for no good goddamn reason got them yellow gloves on.
I know the what is it? Dexter's Laboratories mom's
Period.
gloves. Let's see.
My girl Mimi,
big ass.
My god,
hat or whatever.
The sun hat, bro.
So what's up with TK, man? What's up with the mage helmets?
My man is insane for this look.
He looks like a Lucky Charm, bro.
He dresses like he has a cool dad. Like his dad put that shit together, whether he was comfortable or not.
I think TK's the one that lives with his mom, though.
Does he? Oh, I mean, his mom.
His mom let him dress himself.
Right, exactly
What's
that.
Wrong? He's matching, bro. Color coordinated.
He's color coordinated.
But what's also like
what's up with the helmet?
Hat. It's not a helmet.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's a backwards hat.
Wow, very nice.
But you got to think about it.
What's the
backwards
gem?
Hat with like a gem on the back. So if you wear it right side, you just got this random ass gem on the back of your head.
He was the original Uzi Bert before Uzi got that little diamond in his forehead.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's my boy Young TK right there.
TK, bro. Come on. Even having that nickname TK.
TK's kind of,
Joe Keto looks like I could save him. I could help him.
He's Nick Cannon at the beginning of that Love Don't Cost a Thing movie. He's the guy, the nerd you glam up, and then he leaves you at the end of the movie. But then he
love
figures
of my
out.
life. Absolutely.
It looks like Carlton.
Period. And then Joe, when he gets older, he grows out his hair.
Does he? Long?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of
rebellious. Kind of rebellious.
Kind of ugly.
Oh man.
In season 1, it's pretty solid. As the seasons go on, my goodness gracious. Sometimes it's like super vanilla.
Yeah.
Season 2, the drip is insane.
With the flames?
Yeah.
The main guy, Vmon?
Oh,
his homeboy?
Yeah, Davis.
Yeah.
Davis with the flames and the goggles, my goodness.
Goggles. I love goggles, man. I love goggles in anime.
What is that? Like, is that just a thing? Naruto had him too.
Naruto had him. Yeah, Batman had him in some of his like best comics. I don't know, just goggles, bro.
Goggles. Rocking goggles, just walking around with
you
them.
could. Yeah, you could.
It's one of those protagonist things.
Yeah.
In Digimon, it's like, you're a protagonist when you got like some goggles on.
Yeah.
And what's fun about the Digimon one, fun fact,
Okay.
if you notice in season 2, the reason Davis has goggles is because they're ties.
Right, yeah, he gave it to him.
Yeah, so he's passing on the protagonist.
You're the main character now.
Yep.
Lead the team through the storm.
Put on the goggles, bro. You'll see everything.
Yeah. All right, so the movie.
I'm looking for my perfect pair of Abercrombie denim. There's nothing better than the perfect jean and going out top combo, or an outfit that perfectly matches your plans. Abercrombie's relaxed jean goes with every occasion. Date nights or going out with friends. Right now, get 25% off almost everything at Abercrombie to plan your Valentine's outfit. Offer valid in stores and online January 23rd, 2025 to January 28th, 2025 in the U.S. and Canada. Exclusions apply as indicated. Online price reflects discount.
Be honest. When's the last time you had a homemade meal? We get it. Between meetings, workout classes, and the kids' after-school sports, who's got time to cook? That's where HelloFresh comes in. No matter how busy you get, HelloFresh has everything you need to get an easy, home-cooked meal on the table. With flavor-packed recipes like Parmesan herb-crusted salmon, you'll be filling your kitchen with the cozy aromas of a homemade meal in no time. So go ahead, try HelloFresh. It's homemade, made easy. Learn more at HelloFresh.com.
When was it released? Released in North America back in October.
So it released before, like the day before the anime came out, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
because it's not the movie we got in America isn't the same as Japan.
Right. Well, because it was like 30,
mashup.
It's a mashup of like 30,
yes.
three 30-minute movies or whatever. But what'd you guys think of it?
So when I first saw it,
okay,
because I had to watch the movie at least twice. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
First time I watched it, I was confused as fuck because I kept jumping from like
it starts off with the action.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it just no.
Well, besides them in the line,
yeah,
but
I mean,
it jumps around.
The first part was only like 20 minutes long. And
right.
It was just Kari and Tai together as little kids.
Yep.
Right.
Getting their first Digi egg.
Mm-hmm.
And then it evolving, and then it got too big for the apartment, jumped out, and you're just like,
right.
And the next thing you know, they're fighting Parrotmon. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this all transition? And then she can't blow her whistle, so it reminded me of like Titanic when Rose was like,
she's just crying.
Yeah. And Ty's like, give me that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And he walks up, he's like, oh my god,
but
I
then
can't
it's
get
hype
fucking
because then
sleep.
the music goes.
Yes.
Like, Digimon.
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah. But then it jumps up to like the part 2 of like what's it supposed to be, the
a war children's
war
game.
Something. Yeah, I thought that was pretty hectic, bro. That was hardcore. It kind of reminded me of that old movie of Hackers. I don't know if you remember. It's like a 2000 hacker movie
called Hackers.
I think it was called Hackers.
Not familiar. No, not.
It's really dope.
I haven't seen that.
They connect to like the power lines and shit, and they just start hacking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I saw your favorite character. I was just like on the screen. I was like, oh my god,
yeah.
He's like, where is Tentamon? Where is Agumon? And then they jump in. What do you think about the animation though? I kind of liked it.
All right.
I kind of like it as far as like vintage. Like it does look like not sloppy, but it looks very artistic. And maybe because I know how it looks with this, but it just looks so stylish.
I love it. The art of the movie. And have you guys ever seen Summer Wars?
Yes. Summer Wars.
Same guy.
And Wolf Children, I think. Mm-hmm. And this one movie that I played for Family Movie Night, Boy and the Beast.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Summer Wars particularly.
Right, well, because it got the monsters.
It's the same art style.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah,
and that, when I saw Summer Wars the first time, transported me right back.
Right. Well, kind of like Digimon, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's nice. I liked it a lot. Okay, so I know we talked about in the Pokemon episode how, the first Pokemon movie was classic and, it's a gem or whatever. But I don't know, even without a lot of direction, I kind of like this Digimon movie a little bit more than the Pokemon movie.
Well, why did you like the Digimon movie? I felt like it was a little bit just all over the place. But then when I found out it was like 3 whole movies.
So Agumon is like waist high for Tai, and Tai's a kid.
Yeah.
So, but when they have Agumon in the movie, he's like big. Mm-hmm. They're like
in the beginning, right? Yeah,
right?
when he evolved, he was like humongous.
Yeah, you're like riding on his back.
He's always been this big.
No, he looks like an actual dinosaur. You know? Like a legit dinosaur that you can ride. But then he goes into Greymon, and then he's like humongous. I don't know. I just like it as far as like, and I like things that don't have a lot of like exposition. I like things that just start and you have to like kind of figure it out as you're taking the ride. So. But that's what I like about it.
I like how they kind of like try to find like a pinpoint to like make like put all these 3 movies together.
Yeah.
By involving Willis, like he's mentioned in the beginning as like this American child that also has Pokemon, twin Pokemon.
Digimons. Yeah. Or Digi-Eggs?
Sorry, why keep Digimons.
Right,
he had twin Digimons.
Okay.
Yes.
And then in the second part of the movie, they kept referring Willis as this guy that keeps emailing them. And he was the one who let Izzy know about the virus.
Right. Oh, my friend in Los Angeles or whatever.
in Los Angeles or something like that.
Yeah.
That's Willis from America.
Yeah.
From America, yeah. And then you meet Willis on the third part of it.
Right.
Yeah, because it's Willis.
I feel like that's like their way of tying in all 3 movies.
Yeah.
Mr. American Willis.
He's the whole reason that Digimon exists. He's the reason the virus started.
Yeah.
He destroyed Lotmon. Lotmon turns into Atelamon and then Wendigomon. And is this whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of like it more. Like, you know, because we're retouching all these like animes that we saw as a kid as adults. So when I go back to it, I kind of don't really rock with the first Pokemon movie as much. But with this, I kind of liked it. I just like how stylish it was. I like how it just
Like
jumped
an
into it.
old-school anime. Yeah,
It was super nice, super nice. I was like, why? And I feel like I've seen it before too, but definitely not in the way I saw it.
And
But-
before we move on from that, have you
Yeah.
guys ever seen the poster and cover art for the Digimon movie?
Oh, with them like as kids?
Yeah, but how they messed it up.
No.
Please, and for the video watchers, editor, please put in a picture of the cover of the Digimon movie.
Yeah.
Please look it up. It is so funny to look at because I don't know who made it and who photoshopped it. It is infamous in the Digimon community because of how bad it looked. Because there's 2 Terriermons on there. One looks like evil, mean Terriermon, and one is like normal Terriermon for like no reason. The top eyeballs on the cover are supposed to be, people think it would make sense that it's supposed to be Diaboromon.
Okay.
It kind of looks like Omnimon. It kind of just looks like eyeballs.
Yeah. Well, because it looks so far away.
Yeah, it's no one's eyeballs. Like, it doesn't look like any of them.
Come on, at least give me a nose or something, you know?
And the 2 Terriermons, like, do you see them in the front? The Terriermon's the one that turns into the...
Yes, yeah, right there at the foot, too.
Why are there 2? And they look completely different.
It looks like it was made by AI.
Bro, it is infamous that the cover of that movie is Bobo. It is bad.
They kind of did your boys dirty, too. Andromon.
Oh, my God. They all look disgusting. Like, I don't know why they did that.
I don't know. I feel like it was rushed. Like they were just trying to get this out there as quickly as possible.
To America, probably.
Yeah, to America as quickly as possible.
Especially since in Japan it was 3 movies. And then they just like put them all together and said, here you go, kids.
Yeah.
Here's all starring Kids of America.
Hope you guys like it.
And I did. I ate it up.
You did? You did?
I watch that movie at least once a year. Sometimes I just lay in bed and I'll just like look at my fiance and I'm like, hey,
you know what time it is.
You want to watch the Digimon movie?
You know what time it is.
I'm like, I have it saved on my phone. You want to watch it again? He's like, no. And I'm like, I'm putting it on.
I'm casting to the screen. No, I liked it. So then Pokemon versus Digimon. So
Okay.
Do you have a preference? I know you kind of said, but
I'm gonna go Digimon, man.
Digimon all the way?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like the dynamic of the Digimons because, you know, even with Pokemon, like, I kind of like I like it when they have a signature Pokemon, you know, like,
Yeah.
But as far as like the games, I don't know. I just always really liked the games of Pokemon.
Okay, so the games are a whole different conversation. I have played both. I have played like most of the Digimon games and most of the Pokemon games.
Really?
The Pokemon games are more consistent. I will say that. The Digimon games, they do, however, take risks. Do they always pay off? It's up to you to decide. But it's like some of them are really grindy. Some of them, I love the way that the Digivolution works though. Because there's like family trees.
Yeah.
So you get like one base Digimon and then it has like 3 evolutions you can go down. And it all depends on their stats and their personality. And then you go
In
down
the
that
games
path.
as well?
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
So it's like, you're like, okay, I'm going to evolve you into this.
Right.
And then there's 3 other Digivolutions. And then you keep going down like the line until their final form. And so it's like, it's very interesting in that way. Not all the games are good. 100%, I will tell you as a Digimon fan, a lot of the games are trash.
Well, so going into the games for the first seasons, and you know, for the most part, we were just talking about the first season's worth of games, but because I do want to do a follow up, maybe you know down the line or whatever, because there is some big news coming in March at DigiCon or whatever. So the first game is Digimon World. It's a PlayStation 1, a role-playing game. This is actually one that's, I think, is still going because the most recent one is Digimon World Next Order International Edition on the PS4. I don't know. A role-playing Digimon game you play is, I think, the Digimon and the Tamers.
You play as the Tamer.
The Tamer?
And you...
But you can fight Digimons, like...
Yeah, it's like Pokemon in that way, where it's like you have a Digimon, you breed them, you know, you can level them up, all that stuff. Digimon World, the original, plays very different from Next Order.
Really?
Next Order plays more similar to that turn-based Persona Pokemon style that we're used to today.
Yeah, what do you prefer?
The newer ones.
Really?
I prefer the turn-based. The original Digimon World, I've played the first 3 Digimon Worlds, and I am not a big fan.
Really?
Really is not for me. The spin-off games, Rumble, not for me.
No? So that's the only game that I remember playing growing up was Rumble.
Yeah, I get it. I get why people like it.
Yeah.
It's never been my thing. I was
kind of like Smash Bros. A little bit, you know?
A little bit, you know, the budget cut, you know.
Budget cut Smash Bros.
The DD's discount version of it, yeah.
We got Smash Bros. At home.
Yeah. Digimon Rumble. but Digimon World DS.
Yeah, or Digi-Story or whatever. Digimon Story series.
Digimon World Dawn and Dusk, which was their answer to Pokemon when they finally made version exclusives.
But do you think that it is just a Pokemon clone or?
Those ones? Okay, here's the thing. They play completely different from Pokemon.
In what ways?
The battle style is completely different. You have teams of 3 versus enemies that can come in spawn waves of like 5. And the strategies are completely different. You have use moves. Like the gameplay style is very different. Yeah, it's turn-based, but I'd say it's more similar to like some Final Fantasy games, if anything. It's not. The only similarities is that they are creatures.
Right. But they've been comparing them ever since, their inception.
I know. And it's like, they're not, it wasn't even made as a competitor for Pokemon. It was made as an expansion for Tamagotchi.
Right. But
that's true.
I think the main comparison really just comes from the anime because the mangas are completely different. Well, not entirely, because the Pokemon mangas are a little bit more like adult themed.
Right. Yeah, Pokemon Adventures or whatever.
But the games are so different to the point where, are you guys familiar with Digimon Survive?
No.
Ooh, Digimon Survive is it is the most recent Digimon game that came out.
Okay.
And it is a visual novel.
Oh.
But it's awesome.
Okay.
If you like visual novels, it's very awesome because there's multiple endings. And it's basically these kids get put into the Digimon world. They don't know what's going on. And straight up, the Digimons are killing humans.
Okay. Wow.
No, like dead ass. Like these kids are like having panic attacks, meltdowns, thinking they're not going to go home. And they have like true panic anxiety attacks. They get manipulated by evil Digimon, and then the Digimon literally murder them, and they're out of your party.
Wow, what the heck?
It is
talk about adult.
I'm saying it's like
your friend was murdered by a Digimon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's just like different endings, and the dialogue you choose changes the endings of like who lives and who doesn't.
Kind of like Telltales. So I haven't really got into visual novels yet. My homeboy does. He's big into them, but I don't know. I kind of need like a bridge because even those Telltale games, my first one was the Batman game. Was because of Batman, but I don't know. I'm not really like super into them, or I haven't really found like my visual novel. But no, it'd be pretty cool. I mean, if you like Digimon.
It's just interesting plots. Yeah. Like, it's truly the type of thing where it's like, if you don't even want to play it, if you just like read about it or watch like YouTube summaries of each ending, the plot is very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, the games suck, but I like them. I still play them.
Yeah. What about you, Kidlos? Any Digimon games growing up at all? Or
I'm trying to think, man. I probably played one, maybe on the PlayStation. Could be Arena. Now that I'm looking at it right now,
it might have been Arena. I remember it like very
kind of like it's quickly coming to me.
Digimon Rumble Arena.
But I don't think I've ever really played Digimon games like that. No. Like I said, I like Digimon more for the like aesthetic, the aesthetic of it and just watching it. But I've never really got into the games. But then again, I've never really got into the Pokemon games either.
That's fair.
I played them,
like Red and Blue and all that shit.
Yeah, I played them, but I wasn't like a fanatic. Like,
I just think that they weren't very accessible, like these Digimon games. Like that Battle Arena was the one that they really put out there because you can pick it up and just play it.
Maybe just Digimon wasn't that big here in America like Pokemon became.
Yeah, but these games came to America.
Probably these games were way much popular over there in Japan.
But there's a lot of Digimon games we never got.
Right, there is, yeah. So besides like just like the worlds and the stories and the Rumble arenas, there's a lot that are just Japan's.
Yeah, and it's part of it is because it's made and produced by Bandai.
Yeah.
And Bandai very infamously is not the best at
porting over,
westernizing some of their media.
Really?
Yeah.
But we have so many Dragon Ball games.
But it makes sense though, because Dragon Ball is such a huge thing here in America. Why would I take the time, money, resource to translate a game to Western, to English, find actors or voice actors to sub it?
But we've had the
and
Digimon
people
anime.
not fuck with it.
Digimon was on not 4Kids, Fox
it is.
Kids.
It was, but I don't think it was as big.
It was on
as
every
Pokemon.
single day.
No,
yeah, but it wasn't as big as Pokemon.
No,
so at that point it becomes money wise. Why would I keep investing into something that I know American kids are not eating up, but they're definitely eating up Pokemon like Lucky Charms?
Because you take the chance, because you are the publisher of that
take a chance.
franchise.
They took a chance and they saw the numbers, and that's why we didn't get that. That's why I think Digimon wasn't as popular.
Plus, it depends on what console it was released on.
Yeah.
The Digimon World games were only on PlayStation.
Yeah, right.
And Pokemon obviously was Game Boy and Nintendo, which were dominating during their high time. And the only Digimon games to my remembrance that like started coming out on Nintendo consoles were the DS games.
Right.
And by then, that was like that weird lull of Digimon where it's like the anime wasn't super popular and Pokemon was like really revving up with Diamond and Pearl and Black and White.
Yeah.
So it's like there was no competition. At that point, Pokemon just absolutely murdered Digimon in that respect. And part of it is because, do you guys know what the Wonder Swan is?
The Wonder Swan?
Exactly. No one does.
Doing the research, I've heard of it.
Bandai made their own console.
Yeah.
And they made it as a handheld in competition to the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And they made it basically always a step behind Nintendo. They came out with the initial Wonder Swan when Game Boy was coming out with the Game Boy Color. Wonder Swan was black and white.
Right.
They come out with the Wonder Swan Color.
Wow.
Game Boy Advance comes out. Then they finally made the Wonder Swan Crystal, which was their answer to the Game Boy Advance. By then, the DS is in development. So they were always one step ahead. Yeah, there is.
I just heard about it because
I'm gonna have to look that up. I didn't think that. Yeah,
Because
was that only like a Japan exclusive?
It is
console.
an Asian and I think Europe console.
Okay, so it was
And-
never an American console.
Correct.
Got it.
And they have a lot of actually just anime games in general that were produced by Bandai that are stuck over on that console. Did you know there are Junji Ito games?
no.
I've heard of them. I think I've seen them when we did a couple of our research.
Yeah, when we did the episode, there's a
own
lot
some
of
of them.
fan-made games as well for Junji Ito or just Tomie in general.
These are
Really?
These are Uzumaki games. I own both of the Uzumaki games
Wow.
for the Wonder Swan.
You have a Wonder Swan?
I do.
Wow.
I do. I have it complete in box.
Really?
Oh,
I have
wow.
all the things for it. There's Hunter x Hunter games for it.
Wow.
Yeah, I have the Hunter x Hunter games. There's exclusive Digimon games for it. That
Is
of
it
course I have.
Is it worth checking out?
It's really cool to research. Playing it because it's only in Japan.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like,
Well, yeah, I can't translate it unless I were to mod it, which I would not do to my console.
Right.
So it's not really like, it's a really cool gadget and it's really fun for me to show people and play on, but it does need Google Translate. But it is super cool to research. And there's
But can you Digimon against other Digimons if you have somebody else who had a Wonder Swan?
I'm pretty sure the games have multiplayer. And there's like exclusive characters that like at some points actually in like the future animes, some of those characters show up in the anime and you're supposed to know who they are because they're in these exclusive Japanese games and everyone's like, who?
Yeah.
Why do you act like we know this guy?
Yeah. Where's the introduction, man? You can't just show me a character and be like, oh my God, can you believe it's him?
But definitely look up the Wonder Swan. Bandai has a lot of really cool anime games on it.
that's cool.
That's pretty
We
cool.
learned something new today.
Always. So
Interesting.
the TCG though,
Oh,
Digimon TCG.
oh,
So I did learn how to play it.
I'm sorry.
So shout out to our next episode. We're doing the episode after this. We're doing a filler at Cool Comics and Games in Cape Coral.
Work, yeah.
So they gave me a free deck of Digimon cards.
Oh, work.
Just to like learn how to play the game or whatever. And it's not bad, but it's not good or great.
I know.
So the only reason that it is not bad because it is just like a bunch of other games. Like you tap cards just like you do in Magic. You have your little Digimon evolution zone like you do in Pokemon where you can put them down and evolve them before you bring them out or whatever. And it does have like, I know when we did the Yu-Gi-Oh episode, we were talking about dual masters.
Yeah.
So it kind of has a dual masters approach too where you just attack their barrier and then once the barrier's gone, you attack them
their life points.
and then you win the game. So in that regards, it is cool, but overall, just combining all those things, it was just too much.
It is.
And they have I think a Naruto or like a Godzilla game or whatever where you play is similar with like the memory. So that's how you play. You play with memory or whatever. So every card that I play adds to the memory. So we start off with, we'll just say 3, and I play a card for 1, so the memory goes in your direction 1. So then I have another move to do until I play a card that has like 5. So then it moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into your zone, and then it's your turn. And then you have that much memory to do moves until it's my turn. It's weird.
Okay.
It's a game mechanic that a lot of the new games are doing it. There's a Godzilla game. I think the One Piece game maybe does that.
The One Piece game, honestly, to me, is easier to understand than the Digimon game.
Have you?
100%. I've played the One Piece TCG.
But have you tried the Digimon game?
Sadly.
Yeah, and just
That's it. I tried it. No one said I liked it.
there's just
I
so
like
much.
collecting the cards. I think the cards look
but the
sick.
new ones too, because this is a rebrand. Because when they did that new Digimon Adventure in 2020, that's when they introduced the TCG.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're still going to continue the TCG.
Oh, yeah. Well,
even
Bandai is
though-
heavy supporting it.
They are.
Because actually, in recent times, Joelle, my fiance, he went to Bandai Fest in
Okay.
Orlando this past month.
Okay.
And because he plays the One Piece TCG competitively, he goes to tournaments and stuff. Yeah. That's the only reason I know how to play the One Piece TCG.
To practice with him?
Yeah, I like running Blue Doflamingo.
Okay.
That's my boy right there.
Very nice.
But he went to TCG Bandai Fest, and they had a huge Digimon section. I was so jealous. They had a huge One Piece section, and for all their card games, Bandai is super duper good about supporting their TCGs, and I give them full credit for that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's worth.
It has a fan base.
It does have a fan base.
I see people play it competitively.
People are playing
doing it.
Yeah.
It couldn't be me. I give them full props because I wish that I cared enough to.
It's just not very rewarding. Like looking at how to play it, like you're supposed to have your signature Digimon and then you evolve them out of the eggs and then all your cards are supposed to help those guys. Yeah, but once you Digivolve into them, like you're supposed to keep track of all the abilities and that's how they get stronger instead of just playing them out. If you Digivolve into them, they have all the abilities of like, Agumon and Greymon.
It's kind of like what they did with Pokemon, where it's like Pokemon TCG. TCG Pocket is such a good way to play Pokemon. Have you guys played TCG Pocket?
I did. So I used to play it on my computer.
Okay.
The old one. So I kind of was wishing it was like that, or even like Magic Arena. It's not as like fast. Like it is kind of.
It's just more condensed down and easy for new players to consume Pokemon. Yeah. Which I like. They make it easy. Because nowadays with Pokemon, oh man, between V-Star cards and G-Maxes and EXs, and there's just so many layers to it,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Complicated for my narrow mind.
It is.
Why you gotta go and make things so complicated?
Yeah.
But so my last thing about that is the art. So what do you think about the art, though? At least Digimon TCG. Did you collect any of the old ones?
Yes. The vintage cards, I do have a base deck of the original TCG.
Wow, okay.
Still sealed. Yeah. And I love the art personally. I love that kind of gritty aesthetic that the original 90s Digimon had to it.
Yeah.
I do love the Bandai art. Bandai really very rarely disappoints me with their art.
It looks nice. I wish that game played better because, like, what is it? Izukumon, the mammoth.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
His card looks so dope. He's coming out of, like, the ice and, man, it looks really nice.
And their rares look phenomenal.
It's good. It looks good.
And there's some Digimon cards that are actually like tamer cards where you can see like the tamer with their Digimon. So it's like really cool because like there's one card where it's like Mimi next to her Rosemon. Yeah. And it's like all aesthetic with rose petals everywhere. It's really cool. They do a lot of homages to the anime with it. Collecting factor, love to see it. Right. I like collecting the cards.
Because people collect. I feel like more people collect Pokemon cards than play. So maybe in that
that's
aspect,
a whole different conversation, especially with the hype right now. For those who don't know, at time of recording, the new Pokemon set Prismic Evolutions, I believe it's called, just came out.
Oh,
and the scalpers are eating up the stores. It is devastating to the point where Pokemon themselves had to make a statement. Pokemon came out and had to make a statement saying, "We will reprint this set. Calm down."
Wow.
Because people were buying the ETBs, which are like the boxes of it, and they were reselling it for like $200.
Yeah,
a $50 box.
I believe it.
It was
I believe it.
Bananas.
Well, that's the world we live in, man. Everybody has to make a profit. Everybody got to eat.
Yeah, but scalpers ruin any fan base, really. They ruin like
everything.
The sneakers. Yeah. They ruin video games.
They ruin consoles.
You
know how many people went without a PS5?
Yes, or even PS4
for years. Because people couldn't freaking go to the store and just outright buy them.
Yes, I remember like for a whole year I was like, "Hey, do you have any PS4s? Do you have any PS4s?" At GameStop, he's like, "I got Xboxes. Do you want an Xbox? 100%, I can give you one."
Yeah, I worked at GameStop during the PS5 release.
Right.
I have battle scars from doing that.
The fact that when I finally got the PS5, it felt like I just got it and they were just releasing like the newer ones, the newer upgraded ones. And I'm just like, just got it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Because it feels weird to think that it came out in 2020.
Right?
Just now 5 years ago.
And some people are just getting it. Like, they're just buying it.
Yeah.
To them, it's like a brand new console. And it's not.
But it's new, it's new to them, That's how I always look at it.
Yeah, but, usually people are pretty good about buying the systems when they come out. But I don't know. We just went during that era where everything was impossible to get without paying a markup price.
Well, that time period in particular, they couldn't make enough of them.
Right, because
that's true.
Some chip or
the
whatever.
COVID and
the imports and all this other stuff. So it's like, I can tell you as a former GameStop manager, that was my store during PS5 release. I remember on release day, we had, I think, 20 PlayStation 5s.
That's it?
And it was only pre-orders.
Wow.
I literally had to schedule my staff to have like a bouncer at our door.
Wow.
Because
Call the police.
there were people that used to sneak into the mall and act like and lie to the staff and the security saying that they were my employees to try and get a PlayStation.
Really?
100%.
What the heck?
I remember there was one kid that stood outside my store. It was like Black Friday. And Black Friday it was first come, first serve. I think we got 10 in. That's it for all of Black Friday.
Wow.
And they were only bundles. Like we were told to sell them. Yeah, we were told we couldn't sell them. In an effort to stop scalpers, we were told you have to sell them as bundle because otherwise people were just going to buy the PlayStation
and
resell it. So we were told, okay, if you're going to come in and buy a PlayStation, this is how much you're spending today. You are buying 2 games, a controller with it, all this other shit.
Right.
Just because. And they said, if you return it, you have to return everything with it. And that's on period.
Right.
And there was literally a kid that stood outside my store and security was like, do you know this kid? And I was like, no. He's like, I'm just waiting for my manager to come in. I'm like, what's your manager's name? And he's like, you know. And he looks at the door and my name was on the door. It says store manager Alexis T.
Wow, really?
And he was just like, I'm waiting for Alexis. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm standing right here.
And I don't know you.
I'm like, bro, who are you? And they literally had to kick this kid out.
And with the ultimate, I am the manager.
I am the manager.
Oh, Seto Kaiba just like
Alexis.
laid down.
Yeah. Banish him to the shadow zone.
That is me.
100.
Wow.
That's crazy. No, but that era was...
That's where we come from, man.
That was a crazy era. I did have to wait a while to get my PS5, and I was definitely not paying above retail price for it.
I don't blame you.
eBay was like going for $1,000 just for the fucking console. That was crazy.
That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Never, ever, man. I do the same thing with shoes. Unless it's
That's
a
what I'm saying.
specific shoe that I truly, deeply, 100% will die for, then maybe I'll pay a little bit over retail. But if it's not retail price, I'm not buying it, man. I'm not that desperate for shoes. They're just going to make another copy later on in the year. I'll recop it later.
Diamonds are only worth what you're willing to spend, bro. It just depends on you.
Yeah, they're just minerals, bro. It's just a rock.
Yeah.
How much are you willing to pay for this rock?
But it's a pretty rock.
It's a shiny rock.
It's the latest rock. It's the rock number 5.
Nah, it's just a
rock
rock,
number
bro.
5 Pro.
Your neighborhood just got cooler with Kroger Delivery's refrigerated trucks. Simply order groceries at the same great prices online as in-store, and we'll bring them to you fresh every time. And if that wasn't cool enough, you can now earn 4 times the fuel points after 4 with your digital coupon. Choose a next-day Kroger Delivery time slot for 4 p.m. or later on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Must deliver by February 4th. Restrictions apply. See Kroger.com for details.
Hey, Atlanta. Say hello to Small Business Help from Apple. That's right. We're here to make starting and running your business simpler. From helping you choose the right devices to setting them up hassle-free, we can help you build your business in no time. Speak to a business expert and get the help you need at no cost whatsoever. At Apple, we're open for your small business. Go to apple.com/small business or visit an Apple store to learn more.
Up to you how much you're willing to pay for it, man. But it's just a rock, and it loses its value
It does.
once you buy it.
And that does kind of go into what I've
Appreciates.
been reading, watching, and playing. So the last before we get out of Digimon is
What's up?
Digimon Beyond. Have you heard about that?
I actually haven't.
No?
I read that
Wow,
when
really?
you were telling me, and I was like, what on earth are they talking about?
Okay, here we go. This I got something for you, Snail.
Yeah, man, cook
Go
it,
for it.
cook it.
So they are bringing back the original Digi Destined to another adventure. So I think that this is going to be
Again?
like their last, So
Bro.
not last evolution, Beyond.
Girl, let these kids sleep. Let these people retire.
They just don't fuck with the new Digi Destins, bro. They keep having to go back to the well of the original 5 or 6 or whatever.
Well, part of it is probably also because every newer season that they've tried, they try a different
Ensemble.
story.
Yeah.
It's not even an ensemble. It's like a different plot premise. Like you get the one where they combine with their Digimon.
Right.
Or
right.
you get the one, there's, I think it's...
Where they have cards. They're like common riders.
Yes.
They have to
And-
like upgrade them like...
Yeah, and then there's one where they're like Data Squad. That's what it is.
Oh,
Digimon
yes.
Data Squad, where they're like
yeah.
the cops.
Yeah,
It's like this newest one is like the ghost story one, and they're like ghost adventurers. Like they're always trying something different. I give them full credit. I personally think it's cool.
Right. A big swing and a miss though, or...
For people that are only here for nostalgia, they're like, "Where's Taichi?
Right.
Where's Yamato?"
Yeah.
It's like, bro, let them sleep. Let them raise their kids.
All right, so that's your opinion on it. I do kind of agree, because it is cool. Maybe like the first few times to see them grown up, but they have like I think 6 iterations with these original Destined.
Yeah, there's movies. They
a
remade the original adventure.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't know what you were talking about. Is because they've done it so many times already.
Right. And like I said, there's DigiCon coming in March. It's kind of like how when we were anticipating Pokemon Day.
Yep.
So do you have any predictions or anything like that for DigiCon?
The only thing I personally hope for and maybe predict is a new Digimon game.
Okay.
Just because we don't have one on the PlayStation 5 yet. And the last one that came out was Survive, which, if my memory serves, came out in like 2021, 2022.
I think so.
So
it's
it's
PS4, right?
Yeah, and it's been a hot minute since we've gotten an actual Digimon game. I don't know what it could be. I don't know which form they would return to. I would hope they return to the most recent World and Next Order format, because those were very fun and successful and had a lot of replayability. But I know that they're going to probably talk about the new manga series, because at Bandai Fest, they gave out promotional material for the new Digimon mangas. They're making like 4 or 5 of them.
Really?
Yeah. Which I think is cool. And I'm excited for those for sure. But
it's always how you should start. You should start off with manga and just see if the story is good.
Yeah.
Like even before you do an anime. Like I think, if not all anime comes from manga, but majority of it does, because they test it.
Yeah. You got to test the waters out.
In
see
the manga.
if people are willing to eat this up before you invest more money into this project.
Yeah. So I like that approach. But
you think that's the approach you should have with everything? Like a book first, see how people react to it, because it's cheaper to produce a book than it is to produce a whole series.
Not everything, but when you're talking about like big things like this, yeah.
But it's a double-edged sword, because then you're gonna still get the people that are like, well, this isn't like the book.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the Pokemon manga is different from the anime. Like Ash is not in the manga.
Yeah, they're completely different characters.
Right. So I mean, it like everything, like we always say, it all depends on what is actually produced. But I just like when they like something as big as Digimon to say, okay, hold on, let's actually do a manga. Let's refine it like that, instead of, because they can just keep doing movies and animes and just going back to the well or whatever. So I do have the same opinion. I do think they should leave these guys alone, because they've done it already. Like it's cool.
Just retire like Ash.
Yeah,
just retire.
Honestly,
I'm just waiting for Ash to return. I hope it's like 10 years down the line, but
he'll return.
I think
with this new generation that they're doing.
He's 100% going to return. I just hope it is way later.
That like he's like the new protagonist, like dad or something.
Could be. I mean, she comes from Kanto.
Yeah, I think that's the theory that I read.
I'm the mother. I like that theory.
I mean, it would make sense.
But don't show him until way later.
Yeah.
Don't show. He just left. Everybody had a big cry when he left. Save those tears.
Yeah. Give us a couple years. Let it cook. Let it simmer.
Right? And I heard good things about that show, but I'm not watching it. Mm-hmm. Anything else to add about Digimon before we move on to the last segment of the show, bro?
No.
It's the love of my life.
Love of your life?
Digimon, if you're listening right now, I love you.
Well, technically you would be. So Digimon's your pride and joy?
It's not my full pride and joy. I wouldn't say that. Digimon, my full pride and joy is Persona.
Persona?
It is definitely Atlas and Persona. Digimon definitely does have a special place in my heart. It is something that, regardless of if it's good or bad, it does make me feel super nostalgic and happy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just one of those things for me, man. I just have so many good memories of playing the Digimon games, even though I'm an adult and I go back and they're shit. Yeah. And I know that they're not playable nowadays.
Right.
It's like, I just look at that as such like a good time. And I have so much like passion for the Digimon. It's like with Pokemon, kind of like what you were saying, like you already know what the evolutions are like. There was something so charming to me, even as an adult, of you play a Digimon game, you get like your starter Digimon.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And like they talk and like you can feel like a weird connection with them even in the games. Yeah. And then you feel like a proud parent because you get to see them digivolve into these different paths and you choose what they become.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, the whole development behind it and the whole idea, it feels like they took that Tamagotchi presence of this is your pet, this is your partner.
Well, just because you have to feed them and they shit.
Absolutely, and you gotta clean that up.
You gotta clean it up.
They do it in the games too.
They do. I know they do.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it in the movie. In the beginning, he kept pooping.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's Sukamon. Sukamon, who is a poop Digimon.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm Digivolving into poop.
Bro, crazy.
I don't know. I do like the Tamagotchi approach to it. I do like them overall.
the Tamagotchi element really carries over
Yeah.
throughout all the games and the media,
Yeah.
where it feels like you did take this digital thing that you keep on your backpack that you have this weird childhood emotional attachment to. And now it's more realistic and you feel that more adult bond to it.
Well, I heard that they're making even more Digimon, like Tamagotchis, almost like a Fitbit that you can have
Really?
with you. Yeah. So then it's some YouTuber or whatever. And I'll plug them in at the end. But it's a Fitbit that you wear that has a Digimon on it. And the way the Digimon evolve or, get stronger is by with you. So the more steps you do.
Oh my God, I would love that.
So the more steps that you do, the stronger it gets. You have to exercise or whatever with it. It has like a reader in it to where I forget what the code is or whatever, but like on your Nintendo DS, it has like something in it that you can go and your Digimon was like, oh, there's a Digimon in this Nintendo DS, and it fights.
Where it's kind of like the Pokewalker.
Kind of like the Pokewalker.
Yeah, Pokewalker back in the day.
Yeah, but it's like a Fitbit that you have now. I think right now it's only Japan only, but
dang, I would have the fattest Diaboromon. We would never go walking except to the mailbox. My
Snail.
man's supposed to be skinny.
He's the bad guy.
Bro, my man's would be sting on the couch with me being like, please take me outside. I'll be like, bro, you want some Taco Bells?
Yeah, right? I think it would be pretty cool. Because I did like that Pokewalker when it came out. That was pretty dope. But yeah, man, Digimon, digital monsters.
Digimon are the champions.
I did have that song stuck in my head.
You'll have to listen to the Digi rap later too.
They had it
From
at the
the
beginning of the movie.
movie,
Yeah.
With Digi Evolution. Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, so the last segment of the show, bro. What we're reading, what we're watching, what we're playing.
Yes, sir.
So we'll start with our guests.
Snail. Let the listeners
tell
know
us.
what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're playing, bro.
Right now, I have been reading through Destined.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Okay.
The anime really captivated me. I'm a big fan of that. So I
Same.
said I can't wait another year. So I have been reading that. I'm not caught up yet, but what was the other one? Watching I mean, just like the standard new anime Sakamoto Days, I think is what it's called. I just started that.
Yeah.
Solo Leveling came back. The standard animes that everyone's watching right now. The new winter season is Among Us. So,
Right.
and I've been playing Temtem.
Temtem, what's that?
Temtem is weird. Temtem was made free on the PlayStation Plus thing recently,
Okay.
and it was it's like a Pokemon type game.
I feel like I've seen it probably on like the monthly free games or something.
Yeah.
How are you liking it?
I like it a lot actually, because it's like if you like those types of games, Pokemon, Digimon, turn-based animal catcher type games, you're gonna like Temtem.
Okay.
It looks really like kiddish and dopey, but it actually has so much like love put into it from the developers. It's like there's so much more like competitive aspect to it, and it's very like streamlined in a way where it's like a lot of things that people asked Pokemon to do for years, Temtem did. And it's not a perfect game by any means, but it is very addicting to me right now.
How come they don't get in trouble like Power World?
Oh, because they renamed things.
Okay.
Power World's a whole different problem in itself. They were stealing assets from everyone.
Yeah, they did.
Just straight up.
Strip ripping it.
Oh, straight up. The Temtem look completely different from Pokemon.
They do,
the names
yeah.
are completely different.
They do, yeah.
In Power World, bro, they straight up just like had Eevee.
Yeah.
Like, what you gonna do?
What about you, Kidlos? What you reading? What you watching? What you playing, babe?
Reading. I've been reading Sakamoto Days on the Kindle.
Nice.
And I think that's pretty much the reading. I still have to download volume 2 of
Kagurabachi, bro.
Kagurabachi. Yes, sir.
Never heard of that one.
Oh,
It's the new shonen anime or shonen manga.
Oh, is that the one? The guy on the cover has like a katana.
Yep.
yes.
I know what you're talking about.
It's good. It's
It's
good.
really good.
Work.
I
I remember the hype.
It has a lot of hype.
And then watching Rankings of Kings.
Oh, yes.
Love.
You said you didn't know. We talked about it in that episode.
No, we talked about it. I've seen a couple of episodes from it, but I never got into it.
Oh my
So I
God.
decided to like really sit down and watch it. I cried on episode 2.
Wow.
As you should. My boy Boji.
I cried, bro.
It is so charming.
Like just the way they really do him so dirty behind his back, and the fact that he just has to take it with a smile. And then when they finally show him in his room, just busting out crying. Oh man, it broke my heart. It really did. It broke my heart, and I was just like, damn. And then he comes out of his room again with a big old smile. Like he did not just bust out fucking ugly cried in his room. It was so...
I know you like that sad shit, bro.
It was sad, bro. It hit me emotionally. And the little fucking 2-eye monster, I keep forgetting his name. Kage, yeah. When he was in his room and was like, I'm on your side. I believe in you. And I was like, oh, he finally made a little friend. Because that's what he wants. He wants people to believe in him. Not just because he's deaf and mute doesn't mean that he can't be what he needs to be. You feel me? He can't be the king. And the fact that this one person believed in him and was like, I'm on your side of the corner.
Yeah,
I'm
and it
here
was like
for
a
you
shadow
now.
creature who also was like
even his story was sad too.
From the world. They were like, oh, we don't like you.
Oh man, what did he do? He had his little horsey and he gave it up for an apple and he never got the horsey back. I was like, oh man, no, stop it.
Good choice.
Yeah, but I'm like on episode 20 right now, so I'm about the end. It kind of got stale, I ain't gonna lie, for me. Like midway, it kind of died down. Like at that point, I was kind of getting tired of Boji crying all the time.
No, he decoed it.
He just, it was just too much. You know what I mean? Like I get that the people hurt him, and I get that people really look down on him, and that really like fucks his ego up. I get that, but then like there's some points where he just cries for no reason. I'm like, okay, you're doing too much.
See, I think I give him a pass because I think Boji is like canonically like 8 years old.
He's
young, ain't he? Like
he's supposed to be older than his brother.
Naruto stopped crying.
His brother looks 10.
He wasn't crying the whole time, you know?
His brother looks 10. So he must be like at least a couple of years older. He must be a teenager at this point.
Let my man cook. I don't know.
I mean, he is small though. That's the thing. He is small. And then we find out why he's small to begin with.
But maybe he also is just like stunted as mental growth.
No, they tell you why.
Because they babied him.
No. His well, I don't want to ruin it for if you haven't watched it yet. And I don't want to ruin for the people that haven't watched it. But there is a reason why he is so small and so weak and why he can never be as strong as his dad or his mom.
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it.
You're going to have to rewatch it.
It's been a while.
There's I think like episode 5 or 6, they really go in depth like why his son was born so small. Even his mom, I'm like, bro. But it got me thinking, how the fuck did the king have a kid with his second wife, and his second wife was just a normal woman?
You ain't never seen a turkey baster before?
I don't think that's what they were doing back in the days.
Well, you don't know.
But I'm just thinking about that because his first wife was an actual giant. That made sense.
Maybe that girl's just water parking it. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. That I literally had to step back from the show and be like, wait, now that I'm thinking about it, how the fuck did they have a second kid?
Life finds a way.
Let her cook.
Like, damn, like she. And this nigga was like, he's a giant. He's not like 7 feet tall. He was like,
no, he big.
And his wife, I know she has healing powers, but how much healing is she doing down there?
Let Tatiana bust down.
Right?
Let my girl bust down.
And his mom, Boji's mom, that must have been like the easiest birth ever. It must have been. The baby was literally the size of her hand.
Really?
Like she was like caressing him like this. I'm like, bro, that must have been
my boy was
the
a kidney
easiest
stone.
birth.
Like a kidney stone.
My boy literally, she was like, oh, I got kidney stone.
I wonder how she even found out she was pregnant. Like that might not even filled any space in her stomach.
Honestly, that was just one trip to Taco Bell.
Yeah, that was like a
that girl had one,
that came out.
Literally one quesarito, and then she was like, "Guess I'm pregnant now." Like,
I guess so.
I don't think you're asking the right questions. The creator of the show wanted you to ask.
It's all like deep dramatic, and we're just like, but like how?
Yeah. How did that work out? Like,
how?
Is there like a back episode to this where we learn like the back?
Maybe.
Okay, you can watch that back episode.
I want to know how that happened. Like, how did she stretch?
I ain't asking all that.
Right.
I don't need to see it.
I'm sure there's some fan fiction you could
right?
Oh girl, the internet's probably got it.
I'm sure they have it.
Got it. Yeah,
they got it.
So King's Ranking is what I've been watching.
And what you been playing, bro?
I just got Wukong.
Have you been
Black
playing
Myth Poop? Yes, I've been putting in some work in there.
Okay.
It's actually pretty fun, bro. Okay. I feel like you need a balance between like online gameplay, like Call of Duty, Sparking Zero and stuff like that, and just like an actual story mode kind of game.
Well, Snail, you said that you prefer story mode games over
multiplayer.
I do. And I think it's because I grew up kind of like not ever really wanting to play like multiplayer games or not having people to play with, like pre-online communities.
Right.
You know, like I didn't really grow up somewhere where like, oh, everyone had Halo. Oh, everyone had these games. I had single player games. So it's like, it's never really just been like a thing to me.
Yeah.
Where it's like on the other end, like my fiance, he always grew up playing Gears of War with his cousins and
I used to love
Halo
playing
and
Gears of War.
like all those games. So he's like used to playing multiplayer games.
But you guys don't play games together? Because one of the games that I've been playing is It Takes Two.
We have played that.
Yeah, what do you think?
I love that game.
Have
That's
you
a
beat it?
spectacular
No,
game.
I haven't beat it yet.
We restarted.
Restarted? Why?
Yes. So we were playing it on the Nintendo Switch. That's where we first got it.
Oh, right.
But since it was free for the PlayStation users,
Yeah.
I re-downloaded it on the Play. It just looks so much better on the PlayStation.
It
And the
does,
load times is so much quicker.
Yeah, we played on PlayStation.
So my girl was like, let's do it on PlayStation. And we were playing it last night. And she was like, it looks so much better.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the amount of time that we would just sit there and wait for the next part to like
Yeah.
load
Really?
was so much quicker, bro.
Really?
So much quicker.
The developers of that game is making another one.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to it.
Split Faction or
Split
Fiction.
fiction or something
Fiction.
like that.
Yes,
Yes, my girl
yes.
is looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm kind
Yes.
of looking forward
But
to
there's
it too.
another one that the same creators made called Unravel. It's the same. It's
Oh, I know
based.
what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? They're
Yeah,
like
I've seen it on
knitted
Game Pass.
characters, and they're like tied together, and you
Yep.
can like unravel each other to like. I
They're
don't
like
know.
rope
Yeah,
looking, like, yeah. Yeah, but we play, I prefer couch co-op games if I play games.
Yes, we were
with
talking about the
Joel.
couch co-op. The couch co-op is coming back.
back
Yeah.
slowly.
Or
Slowly.
recently, he got a VR, actually.
Okay.
Not to go back to me, I'm sorry, but
No.
he
It's all
got-
about you.
no, it's not. It's about Digimon.
It's about
And-
Digimon.
But he got a VR recently. And so last night, actually, we were playing a game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which is actually an older game that came out on Steam where he has the headset, the VR headset on, and he has to try and defuse this bomb. And I'm reading from a manual telling him what to do. So we have to communicate. Like, I have to be like, okay, do you have wires? How many wires do you have? Okay, great. Do you have batteries on the bomb? Do you have, how many colors is it? Like, and we have to like communicate like that. And the game's actually super fun.
Yeah.
It's,
Do you also have to have a VR too?
Nope.
So where do you get the
He has a-
manual from?
on their website, they have it for free.
Wow.
Oh,
The game's website, they have an official manual.
Yeah.
That the game's been out for like over 10 years, I want to say. And you just like go, and that's the whole thing. It's like couples therapy.
Yeah.
Like you have to like talk to each other.
That's what I like about it. Like the co-op, it's not just, sit back and I'll take care of everything. Like you do need the other person to pick up the slack.
Exactly.
Oh, they need to pick up the slack hard.
Yeah. Well, my
When
girl
they can't fucking jump.
Well, she even
double
said-
jump.
she
and
said-
dash.
Wow.
Double jump and
There's
dash.
like a meme or whatever. It's like behind every girlfriend who can't like make the jump, there's a patient boyfriend who's
waiting.
just waiting. Yeah.
It's like, bro, where you at? I need you for this part.
Yeah.
I'm still back here.
Well, she
doing
tries to
that
hand me the
jump.
controller. She's like, no, you do the jump. I'm like, nah.
No,
I'm not
you
doing
gotta
that.
figure it
You
out.
gotta figure
It's
it out.
double jump dash.
Yeah.
Y'all should play Mario Wonder.
Mario Wonder? Oh,
Mario
with the
Wonder.
elephants? I do kind of want to play it, yeah.
Because when Joelle and I play that, it's
Yeah.
like we can't play together.
No?
It
Well,
is
'cause
so bad.
if you move too fast, like you'll kill your partner with the screen.
Yeah, if you're labeled as like player one,
Right,
which is what usually ends up happening, not necessarily to us. It's like he goes on like his ADHD tangents,
Yeah.
where he's like, I have to go get this coin, and I'm like,
just gotta
the
communicate."
lava is coming. Do you not understand? We are dead. And he's like, yippee Yoshi.
You want to die rich.
No,
You want to die rich.
Have you guys played Overcooked?
he doesn't want to play that game with me anymore.
Why? Because why?
Oh, I got two.
Which one are you? Are you the bad chef or are you
You ever
Gordon
seen-
Ramsay?
You ever seen The Bear?
No. Lewis saw
Oh
it.
yeah, the bear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands. I need hands.
Is that you?
That's me. Oh, that's me. Where I'm like, come on, get it together.
Yeah.
Why do I not have a burger on
I
station
can
one? What
see
are you
her
doing?
Having 2 slices of sandwich or 2 slices of bread like beside her, and then when he fucks, he's like, "You're a fucking idiot sandwich." You know that?
No, we played that game. We beat that game. No, that was
I'm
pretty-
surprised. We stopped playing it.
Why?
Not that we couldn't do it together. It's just I don't know. We just got too invested into
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Yeah. No,
But that game will really get you.
yeah.
It
going.
causes like,
Yes.
because I'm like, he says that it makes him anxious.
And I'm a
because there's too much
perfectionist,
to
so
do.
I gotta have those
Yes,
3
because
stars.
the-
I can't deal with 2.
I understand.
No, after a while you have
No.
to do 2.
I got.
You have to-
We're gonna try.
No,
we're gonna.
you have to
perfect
get to
this.
the next one.
We're gonna perfect.
Sometimes
this.
we barely get 1 star.
No, we're perfecting this until we get 3 stars. We're not
For
moving
what?
on.
I'm
I don't
lucky
know.
that
It's just a
the
me
dishes
thing.
get done in that game. Like I'll
It's
be like,
just
you got to
a
do the
me
dishes
thing.
and you got to do this. These are your only 2 stations. I'll
Right.
handle the rest. And
Right.
he's like, I can't do it.
That's
and
how
I'm
it
like,
works, though.
concentrate.
Right.
I need hands, chef.
I made the whole sandwich. The least you could do is get the plate.
I need hands, chef, and it's bad.
You have to divide the work evenly, and then
So you just
sometimes
you just have to communicate. You know.
No, it's literally like you're either doing the dishes and then you're passing me the things that I need. Because there's, you know what I mean? Like if I need the meat, if I need the rice, pass it to me. I'll cook it, blah, 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 and make sure there's clean plates. Because the last thing I hate is having food ready and I don't have no fucking plate to plate.
And then they're running back and forth like,
Bro, you better wash those dishes quicker.
On period.
Throw that plate at me.
Yeah. Oh, I like overcooked too. You can throw the food.
Yeah.
Throw that shit right into the sauce, right into the oil.
Throw it.
But young Morgan Freeman.
Tell me. Oh.
What are you reading, watching, and playing?
So reading, watching, playing. So reading, I am reading Boruto 2 Blue Vortex.
Interesting.
I got permission from Gian to just skip Boruto. Go straight to Blue Vortex.
Is it worth it?
It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty cool. I didn't know Boruto was that cool. I know he has a cool jacket, but he's actually pretty cool.
Oh, man. I might give it a chance.
Give it a chance. It's nice. He enters the scene. He's stepping on this guy's face, and he's got the samurai sword. And
he's dripped out of his mind.
He's hella dripped out. He was already kind of drippy as a kid.
No, he was not.
No,
he had the jacket. He had a slick jacket. Even Naruto was like, oh, when I was a kid, my jacket was always full of dirt and it's all puffy or whatever. But he's like he's a rich kid. He's got like nice clothes, but now he's looking cool.
He's got the Sasuke drip.
Now he's got the he's got the Sasuke drip now.
Because Naruto never had the drip to begin with.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, but he never had parents either. So
right.
He dressed himself.
Yeah, he found those clothes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but no,
even as an adult, it's still plain. Like it's still.
I like the the little tea thing that he had, like the orange. It's
well, Naruto in general was
Sasuke
just
always
like
had
humble
the
beginnings,
drip, bro.
humble fashions.
He did, yeah.
Now Boruto in the beginning was just a little bitch.
He was a little
Cheating
bitch.
and
Cheating,
shit.
old fucking cheater.
Yeah. How's Boruto for you, man? That's what happens when when your kids are raised wealthy.
But that's what happens.
They become little.
So that's why Mitsuki was the best character. Loved Mitsuki when I watched Boruto.
Man, that freak.
Loved him.
So I'm reading that and the usual stuff: Wild Strawberry, Kagurabachi, things like that. And then the 3 games that I am playing, I do agree. I do think you need a story player game, a multiplayer game, and then just a game that you play for fun. So the 3 games I'm bouncing back and forth between are Marvel Rivals.
Those are your fun game?
That's my fun game. That's when I jump on, just play a couple times.
Whatever.
Yeah, if I'm losing, I just cut it off or whatever. I am playing Midnight Suns.
That's a Marvel game.
It's the Marvel game. It's like a card game or whatever. It's fun because I can just jump into it. I don't have to fuck with the story mode. I skip the story. So decent on that. I just jump on, play, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I am playing Black Myth Wukong because the homie got it for me for Christmas or for my birthday, I think. And it's pretty good.
No, I'm playing that.
I'm kind of slowing down with it. So the way that they start you on the game and they do like the Metroid Prime thing where they give you all the powers and then the game starts where they take away the powers from you.
I love when games do that.
Yeah, so
I think it's fun.
So I kind of like, I'm like, I want to get the freeze. I want to get this power back.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So they
you
do
get a
that.
little taste of like what your
full strength is.
Yeah.
And then you have to work back for it or whatever. So, I kind of do like that, but a game that I want to play is Diablo 4. So I know I had a rocky launch, but the homie got us all Diablo 4 for Christmas. So all I have to do is pay to get the shaman, the animal spirit guy, and then I can play that. So, just to play together or whatever. But there's another game that's like Diablo 4 that's out right now that I want to play.
Maybe we should have like a Diablo 4 game night.
That'd be nice.
All 4 of us, so we're going to jump on.
Yeah, I just like those dungeon crawlers.
Yeah, because I haven't had a chance to download that game. It's still sealed. It's plastic, yeah.
Still haven't?
Are you talking about
I didn't
Baldur's
sell
Gate?
it.
No, it was a new ball. It's something else.
Because I know Baldur's Gate is kind of like that. And Baldur's Gate was like,
Baldur's Gate,
people loved that when that one
should
came out.
demolish Diablo. It came out at the same time as Diablo 4, but just 10 times better from what I heard. So, no, I do want to play Baldur's Gate just because I am big into D&D. And, we are trying to do a D&D podcast episode, something with Sarah.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty dope. And then not really watching much. I do want to watch Creature Commandos. That's something I wanted to wait for it to be done. It's the new DC animated, whatever. But I like those things like Invincible and all that shit. So
Invincible's fun. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and that's coming back too.
I'm waiting for that one to come back.
Yeah, and then I did see Nose for Rock 2, which we did talk about in the filler.
We did talk about it in filler. So I Googled it because I was like, what the fuck are
Have
they
you seen it,
talking
Nose
about?
for Rock 2?
No, because I heard it wasn't good.
It's super long. Good. I liked it. I don't know if I would go all the way to say it was good just because of how long it was. Like, there's a lot of factors you have to do when you're trying to recommend this to somebody else. But is it worth how long it is? Maybe not. Strongly not.
Word.
But it did have a lot of good scenes. It had a lot of good moments. William Dafoe was in it. I love him and everything that he does. But he's in it like, the 2/3. So it's worth it. But what would you look up? What
I looked up the original movie.
Oh, right.
That's where I remember it from.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they had remade it.
You didn't see the original movie.
No, I've seen the original.
You've seen the original black and white one?
Black and white one.
I know him from SpongeBob. That episode of SpongeBob.
Nosferatu.
No, I've seen the original one.
Yeah.
But I really did not know that they made a remake until guys started talking about it in the last filler.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the new one yet.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if I'm going to see it. It's not that I like the original either. It was kind of slow pace, and I'm not into that version of
Dracula. You like a smooth Dracula?
I like the more suave.
You like a suave Dracula?
Yeah.
Oh, that Rico Suave Dracula.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he had the Riz though. This Nosferatu Count.
Did he?
Count Olak? Yeah,
he was dripped out of his mind.
He wasn't dripped out, but he's got this girl around his finger. You gotta watch it.
Okay.
So that movie's a little bit saucy too.
Let me ask you a very real question.
Go ahead.
Was she a white woman?
She was a white woman.
Listen.
She's Johnny Depp's daughter.
Nah. So here's the problem, bro. Nosferatu ain't got no riz.
No riz.
No drip. And all he did was get a Hot Topic girl.
He did.
That happens every other Thursday. That's normal, bro. That ain't nothing crazy.
But he was so ugly. He had to have something. He had to have good pipe game at least. You don't think at least?
I mean,
he's a vampire, bro.
He's a vampire.
That's all he does. Don't they do like that little mind?
Well, yeah, he does all
shit.
maybe,
in the movie. He kept doing this shit.
Yeah, he was doing some shit to
but
like
ain't that
confuse
always
her.
like the meme you see online where it's like you got like a mad ugly dude and you got like the baddest emo Hot Topic girly in the world? That's Nosferatu.
That's Nosferatu.
But you know that it's always like a white woman who's listened to a little bit too much Sleeping with Sirens.
Right.
That's just like down bad for Nosferatu. Like
That's
I ain't even trying to be like
he's tall.
So they're added on.
There it is.
Added on. I ain't even trying to like. It can't even be racist because it's fact.
No.
It's just that's how it is.
It's lore. It's all lore.
This is like true lore.
It's true lore.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just that.
That's it.
Where?
Damn. All right. Well, that was the Digimon episode.
That was the Digimon
Yes,
episode.
sir.
Thank you,
Digimon.
Alexis the Snail, for coming back again.
Yes,
Thank you, boys, for having me. Remember, everyone, I am available on most social media platforms. RIP TikTok. My ad is...
Actually, he's back.
Huh?
Says who?
I just went on it.
Talking about Kesha?
No, TikTok.
TikTok is back?
It's back.
Oh, okay.
Stop playing with me.
Go on it.
Not at this very second, because then I'm going to be lost in the sauce for a minute.
It's back.
Oh, my God. We all know how to cook again.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn. I'm going to look
Recipes
online
are
why
back.
it came
I
back,
can't
but
wait.
it's back.
Yeah, we're going to have to research that after the episode.
For sure.
But I am at
we're
Alexis
back on TikTok.
the Snail. All social media at Alexis the Snail. You can find me anywhere. I want to get back to streaming soon. I need to upgrade my computer, so that's my goal.
Okay.
In the future of 2025 is to get back into video game streaming.
Yes.
But I also do have a very active eBay shop if anyone is interested in supporting my small business. You can find me on eBay at Alexis the Snail.
Perfect.
And of course, we are the Normn. You can find us anywhere.
You don't have one of those.
We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're back on TikTok. We're everywhere you can find us. Definitely listen to our podcast on Apple and Spotify. Mm-hmm. And keep fucking with our
I want to get you
fillers.
on a filler. I want to get
Yes.
Alexis the Snail on a filler episode.
Sure. I love a good Kiki. Thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, no
It's
problem.
always a
Thank you
fun
for coming
conversation. Make sure that y'all give them a like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you turn on your notification bell so that way you guys get updated whenever the Normn is back online, posting anything. All right, y'all support the boys. Give them some love. Now you heard.
Xavier will have a go-to next time he does that. With all that support and love. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Normies, for tuning in. This has been a great episode. Digimon all the way. Digital monsters.
Digimon are the champions.
Yes, sir. And keep fucking with us. Keep watching our old videos. Remember, watch Lexi's the Snail on the Pokemon episode.
Y'all already know.
Revisit that one.
Y'all already know.
She goes in.
Dropping facts.
Yes, sir. And again, thank you again. And like we say at the end of every episode,
tune in next time for scenes from the next episode of the Hyperbolic Podcast.
And we out.
Perfect. Perfect.
Good. That was